Well, hello, hello. We are live. Hello, Sprinkle. How you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Excited for the show because everything's working. We're not going to have a problem as we start out today, which is so
Yay!
good.
Happy Monday.
Yes.
Yay.
I told my, I was like, oh my God, Ron. My husband was telling me about this. It's like, so we were talking and everything, and then we went live, and then a few minutes later, whoop, it was all gone. I said, I wanted to throw
Hey,
that
Leslie.
laptop across that room. Hey there, girl. How you doing, Leslie? Keeping it real. Good to see you. Good to see you. So he was
Thanks
like,
for
oh
coming
my God.
in.
Ronnie was, I mean, my husband's like, don't throw it. I'm like, oh, it's just,
Yeah.
it's just a little
Yeah,
thing. I'm
I
like,
knew
you
you.
understand.
I knew you were super frustrated last night. I'm like, oh my God, she must be so frustrated right now.
Well, 45 minutes of messing with that and then having to turn everything
I
off
know.
and turn it back on.
I know.
Oh, God,
I
that's so
know.
bad. Gosh,
Hey,
I
at
tell
least we
you.
got the sound problem. We got the sound problem taken care of. We struggled with that in the beginning, so we
Yeah,
got that
we did.
handled. So
Hmm.
now we'll get this handled, little baby steps, and then we won't have anything to struggle with.
Well, I have the new camera, but I'm not going to use it today because it don't really look that great. After all my appointments, this is my dog's appointment. By the time I got home and everything done, I just didn't have time to do me. So
Oh,
anyway,
you always
oh,
look
I don't know,
beautiful.
girl. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. You want me to show you? Look, I'll show you really fast. See, it's pretty bad. This is me, no
Oh no,
makeup,
you
no
look
nothing.
beautiful.
I'm just so
Yeah,
bad.
you wear the I wear the tank tops at home too. I'm always so much more comfortable in the tank top. Yeah.
my husband like my husband be like, get in there and put some clothes on. You know.
You have the
Anyway,
most beautiful skin. You have the most beautiful skin.
thank you. Um, I tried. I worked on it for since I was 14, 15 years old. So at least 50 years.
Yeah, I have real I don't want to say it's not patchy because that makes you think like eczema. I have a lot of
Right.
discoloration, and
Like
I
red,
think
a little
it's
bit of red.
from like brown spots, a lot of
Oh
brown
yeah,
spots and
yeah.
discoloration, and I think that's from having a hysterectomy so young.
Really?
Because I had a
I never thought
hysterectomy
about
about
that.
um let's see, God, how many years ago now? At least 15 years ago, 18 years ago.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
that
so
was
I mean,
young, really.
yeah, I was in my late 30s, I guess.
Yeah, but
How old
it's
am I?
still, I mean, it's
60,
still like,
20, 40. Yeah, so late 30s. So that was pretty young for a hysterectomy for the most part. But yeah,
yeah,
so I have real
most things.
blotchy, like I said, not blotchy, just different discolorations. It's not like age spots. It's just, and then after my hysterectomy, I got a lot of spots on my neck. A lot of spots on my neck. It was really weird.
Wow.
I look like a freaking zebra
I'll tell you
on
what
my
works
neck.
really well, and it's made by ELF, and it's this green color stuff. And so what you do is after you put on your moisturizer, you put this green color stuff on it. It's like It's really inexpensive, and it's vegan too. It's all vegan.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
you put, you put it on your skin after your moisturizer, and then you put your foundation on after that, and it makes
On
it
top of
nice
it.
and clear. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, because the green
Yeah. I
stuff
use
levels out the discoloration.
Yeah, I know it cuts out the red. I use like a
Yeah.
stick foundation on my neck and then I put my
Mhm.
liquid foundation on top of it. So I've learned to
Mhm.
kind of it's gone away. It's lightened up. It's lightened up over the years, but yeah, we all have
Oh,
our
that's
little
good.
tricks of the trade that we use.
We should do that one day. Is everybody get your makeup out and let's just all put it on together. Get
Yeah,
people to
that would be fun.
come up on
Yeah.
the line, and they can show us what
Yeah.
they do. That would be kind of fun, don't
Yeah.
you think?
What are your
As a,
secret what are your trade secrets? Everybody's trade secrets.
right? I mean, because that would be a real girly girl show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Listen, guys. I don't know if you've ever seen this or not, but today I was looking around and I saw something I had never seen before. And now I know this is not what our show is about, but it shocked me a little bit. And it was on from 2 years ago, believe it or not, it was 2 years ago. And it was this thing that JLR put out, but it was about her name is QB, aka, I'm not going to give her real name, but it was rug problems. Did y'all know about this?
I
I
don't
was
that's
shocked.
not ringing a bell to me, but yeah, it's not ringing a bell to me,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything.
I was shocked. I was like, what? so that I had heard once before that there was kind of a problem with that gang of people over there with that. So anyway, yeah, I would play it. You know what? I would play it, you guys, but I don't want the haters on me over here, so I'll just tell you about it, and y'all can go look it up.
Yeah,
JLR
right.
put this out, right, right. So JLR put this out, and it literally was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And it just popped up on my phone today. I don't know why, but it did. I was
Oh
like,
wow.
oh my goodness, on YouTube. Yeah. It's like a little post from JLR from 2 years ago. So anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Huh,
That
how funny.
yeah. So I mean, I realize the mob crew's on right now, and that's fine, whatever. But I wanted to look at some things about the Sebastian Rogers case and the Devlin Tate case. They are so similar with their different abilities is what I call it. But anyway, those different abilities, they're so kind of
Uh-huh.
similar with a few things, and I don't know. I just wanted to talk about them today. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
monetized,
on
but if I was, I would turn that off for sure. But anyway, yeah.
right, right. Yeah, we don't
So
believe in making money off the backs of missing
mm-mm,
kids.
no,
Yeah.
some people
I'm
get
on
upset with
actually
me, but yeah,
yeah. Well, we can't preach that we don't like how people make money off these kids and do it ourselves.
and
That
then do
would
it
be
yourself.
right.
Hell no, no, I'm not going to do
That
that.
would be
No, I'm not going to do
pretty
that. I just think
hypocritical of
anyway,
us to do that.
it certainly
Yeah, I'm
would.
on the FBI website right now.
But
I'm
what
on
are
the
you
FBI
finding?
website and the last post was from September 4th, 2025. So nothing new.
And is
Nothing
it
new.
still
That was their
incorrect? Does it
last.
still
That
have
was
the typos in it? You know, do you know if it still does?
um the FBI is offering a reward of up to 50,000 for information leading to the whereabouts of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, who was last seen on February 25th, 2024 in the area of Stafford Court in Henderson, Tennessee. That's all it says.
Okay. So let's talk about
Yeah,
that right there.
and
Okay.
then you click on it, and let's see, and then it goes to a news article,
Oh,
and it talks about how Katie heard that noise in the room, which that I still want to know what that was. I
me
think
too.
that played a key role in something. I think that he was packing, or there was something that happened for that loud bang, especially at 10 o'clock at night when a child's getting ready for bed. You shouldn't hear any loud noises coming from the room. What was that? What was he doing at that time?
Did he drop
I think that's
something? Did he
significant. I don't
fall?
know.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Was he packing something up? It just, for some reason, in my gut, I think that is significant. And I may be totally off base, but I think that's significant.
I think it has
Because
something
what,
to do with it, but I don't know that it was something happening to him. See, I'm torn between the
yeah,
two of those. Was it something
yeah,
happening to him, or was it
I don't think he was injured or anything like that.
okay?
But why would she bring that up? That's a weird thing to bring up,
I
you
know.
know?
Why did she bring that up? Again, because I'm not going to blame anybody. I don't know. We weren't there. We have heard
Right,
everything under the sun about this case, everything you can imagine. They cannot
right.
all be true, right? There's no way. So
No,
we try to pick what makes the most sense to us based on what we've heard. But really, maybe we should be looking at it a different way. Maybe we should look at maybe we need to be thinking about the things we did not hear about this case. So when they talked about in the area of Stafford Court, that tells me one thing. They have footage of him outside of that house. Because if you pick apart the details of the statement word by word,
yeah.
that's what that means, in my opinion. So, how do you feel about that?
Hmm.
You think so
Area.
too? Leslie, what do you think
Yeah,
about that?
area. When you
Yeah,
use
in the area. Yeah. I mean,
when you use area, they didn't say from his home, they said the area
right,
of. So that's a big play on words right there.
right. And I think they do a lot of that play on words because they tell us without telling us, right? That's kind of how it appears. So I think they tell us without telling us. Now, they also talk about his shoes. Well, here's the thing. Was there a pair of somebody else's shoes maybe out by the front door because they did not wear their shoes in the house and he just grabbed those? They never said that. They never said everybody's shoes were accounted for. Could it be that? Who knows? I mean, it could be because I
Yeah.
can't see him. If they do have
Yeah.
footage of him out of that house, I can't see him out there barefoot in the cold, right? I think that you really need to think about
Yeah.
everything that was said.
That's just strange.
It is strange. It is strange. Then there's the parts about when you look
Then
at
and
the
the thing about the small yellow flashlight that she thinks was missing. Well, was
right.
it missing? Was it not missing? Do you not keep your flashlights in a certain? Most people keep their flashlights in a certain area of the house in case of an emergency, in case the
Yeah.
electricity
So you
goes
can go
out,
grab it.
anything like that. So you know to go to that spot to get your flashlight because we don't use flashlights on a daily basis. It's not something we do.
That's right.
We use
That's
them
right.
when
We
we
don't.
need them. So we put them in a spot where we know where they're at. So was the
Most of the
flashlight
time you
there
have
or was the
one.
flashlight not there?
Right. Most of the time you have a flashlight by a door. So if you have a laundry room with a door in it, you have one in there. If you have a hall closet, like for coats or whatever that's kind of by the front door, you have them in there. So you can just grab them and if you need them. That's what we kind of do. So I'm
Or
thinking
your
about that
junk
too.
drawer or
What?
wherever you
Okay, now you're sounding funky.
keep it in a certain spot so you know when you need
Right.
it where it's at.
Okay, you're kind of going in and out. You're
Right.
kind of going wrong.
Oh, am I?
What
I
happened to you? Yeah, yeah. It's a little weird.
haven't
Anyway.
done anything different. I haven't changed, moved, or nothing.
Wow. Okay, because it
Oh
just went for a
no.
second. For a
Mm.
second, it did that. Okay. I know that
Shall I
she's
go out
not
and come
popular.
back in?
No, it's okay now. I think if you move your head at all, it kind of does that. So I know this person is not popular, and I get that. But
Huh.
today
Yeah,
I saw.
I'm not on Wi-Fi or anything.
Okay. Okay. So today I watched this morning, and she did a very good presentation of the area with the map and the little pond things that were out there. So I want to talk about this morning. I know she's not, or this afternoon, she's not popular. People say a lot of things. She doesn't bring receipts, blah blah blah. Okay, well, not everybody does. Okay, but what she did bring kind of made a little bit of sense to me. So I want to talk about that this afternoon. And it's going to be full credit to Michelle After Dark. Now I know how some people feel, but once you watch this, you might think differently because it was very, very informative. So let's pull this up and we're going to talk about her live from this morning. Her map was really good. Okay, let me get this right here.
I like her. I like
Um,
her.
okay, so it's right. Okay, it's a short little 31-minute thing. So let me get her, let me share that screen. Here we go. I'm getting so much better at this, y'all. Aren't you happy? I'm not
You
fumbling all
are.
over
You're
the
doing
place.
good. You're
I
doing great.
know. It used to be such a mess. Okay, so this
Good morning,
is
everyone. My
full
name is
credit to
Michelle. I
Michelle
hope
After
you're doing
Dark.
well. Welcome to another video. It is Monday morning, the 12th of January.
The
And
map
if
is
you
really
saw my live stream from yesterday, I did an open panel, but the vast majority of that show was about Sebastian Rogers. And the information that I was sent is both shocking, enlightening.
I have no sound.
Words. Thank you to Crimson Tide for sending me this. But what I'm going to do is go through this search report. Now, it's heavily redacted. Some of the pages are not available, so I can only read what is here. And it's about a cadaver dog search that happened in April of last year, so April 2025.
I know some of you have probably seen this, okay, but what I found interesting about it was when she gets to the map part. So here we go.
In 3 different locations in the construction site area, Manska Creek, and at Old Hickory Dam. So we're going to talk about all of it. We're going to get the maps up. We're going to get some of the pictures up, and we're going to explore it all. So I thought I'll do a separate standalone video for those who don't want to wade through 2 hours of a live stream. So buckle up. Let's go.
Okay, get this fixed right here and
So this is the search reports. This was SF Investigates, along with some members of the military, because some of the land around Old Hickory Dam area is apparently federal. And also a search team who had a number of cadaver dogs. Qualified, credentialed dogs. This is a genuine report. It's a shame we don't have the whole of the report, but it is what it is. So these were the objectives. Now,
I'm going to tell you this. I know that the coordinates are redacted, and that is because they are going to do another search, and they're going to go out to where these things are, and they're going to do a research of it. What they don't want is a bunch of people running out there because the coordinates were given out in the live and not be a qualified researcher and that kind of thing. Oh, it's okay, Leslie. YouTube's been acting up a lot. This keeps happening to other people too. It's okay. We understand, but they didn't want to give these coordinates out because they don't want people out there who are not authorized or not prepared, like just they're not really searchers. So that is why they redacted that. I just want to put that out there so you know. It's not because they're trying to hide anything. They're trying to protect whatever they may find. Here you go.
Crimson sent me a bunch of screenshots, so I've put them together in a PDF just to make.
This actually really came from Cricket first, but here we go.
Make it easier to go through. So these were the objectives. 3 retention ponds in the area of Sebastian's home. None of those showed any signs of human decomposition, odour, or remains. However, at the construction site north of retention pond 3, there was an area determined to be positive for human decomposition, odour, and potential remains. So there's some text written that we're going to get into shortly. Also at Manske Creek and at the Old Hickory Dam. So this is about 5 miles away from Sebastian's house. It was also.
Now she's also going to get into the fact that this is also, this is full of native burial grounds. It's full of Civil War. There's a lot of history there, and there's a lot of old graves there that are not that don't have headstones, that kind of thing. So that they don't know what's there, but there was something there. Nobody is saying this was absolutely him. Nobody's saying that at all. They're saying this is what the dogs found. Here we go.
Determined that there were positive hits for human decomposition, odour, and potential remains.
Okay.
Now, let's be very clear that human.
Go ahead, Leslie. I'm sorry. Sprinkle, what'd you say? Sprinkle? Okay. Maybe.
What is potential?
Dog.
What did you say? Okay. I don't know what she said to me about what is potential what. Let me see. I know it mentions potential hits, like potential
dogs. They're not looking for one particular person's scent. That's what live scent trackers do, or at least what some live scent track dogs do. This is any human remains. So just because we've got a positive hit for human remains doesn't mean it's Sebastian. It could be someone else who died in the dam area ages ago, right? So, and there's still some bones or remains there in the area. But we'll get the map up and we'll show you.
What I'm going to say about this is it doesn't matter who it is. If there are remains of someone out there, they may need to be relocated so their family member can know where their missing person went. Okay. And I think that no matter what comes out of this, having somebody go back and research the potential areas is a good thing. Okay. It's a good thing. Here we go.
Exactly where these things are. Old Hickory Dam southwest, at the opposite side of the river to Manske Creek, was negative. The Cumberland River, now Cumberland River is huge. I don't know exactly where in the Cumberland River. I assume it's the Cumberland River around the dam, was also negative. Okay, so we start off with retention pond 2. So the information for retention pond 1 isn't available. So we've got, let me just get the map up just for a second here. This is the most recent iteration of Google Maps. This is from October 2025. And you can see here that all the houses are built now.
Wow.
But April of
Oh, that's quite different.
2025, we don't have. We have this 12/24. So sometime in between 12/24 and 10/25, all those houses got.
If you notice, they pinned where all cameras were, and I think that's good because that will help you look at this and say, okay, from that angle, what could they possibly see? Did they have a wide angle camera or just a normal front door camera? I think that's pretty interesting.
Built, but what you've got here is this retention pond. This is the pond that Max dove into. This one.
See that right there?
We've also got this one, this retention pond here, and we've also got this one. So where we talk about the retention pond in between two cemeteries, there's a cemetery there, cemetery there. So those are the retention ponds. All right, so this is retention pond 2. Following the completion of the search of retention pond 1 by K9 blank and handler blank, the handler deployed K9 blank to search the area of the Laurel Park neighbourhood. So the construction site area is called the Laurel Park neighbourhood now. This area included retention pond 2 located between two cemeteries at coordinates blank. I wish we had the coordinates so we could know exactly to the point where these things were. No identifiable graves were observed in the immediate vicinity of the pond. So it's this pond in the cemetery, this pond here, that we're talking about. So you've got graves up here, you've got graves down here, but in this kind of intermediate area here, you've got no graves. It's not like the dog's picking up on remains that are buried in graves.
Okay,
so it's this pond area here. But this was negative anyway, so the whole thing's negative. Okay, so K9 was commanded to begin the search approximately 20 metres from the pond and initiated a perimeter search around retention pond 2. He entered and exited the water at multiple points, but showed no indication of interest in the pond.
So y'all remember when they were first talking about this retention pond, they drained the retention pond, They never talked about there being 4 different ones. They talked about one retention pond. So again, if you're not looking at this, you don't know all the things that were really out there. It just gives us a better picture of what was really happening. Here you go.
Upon returning to the starting point, a secondary perimeter search was conducted in the opposite direction, again yielding no positive indicators for the order of human decomposition. The search was expanded from the immediate vicinity of the pond to include an adjacent wooded area and the fence line along a drainage feature. So I'm guessing it's either going to be this area or this area. So the kind of the fringes, the outsides of the cemetery. So this is the boundary between the cemetery and the school. This is Sebastian School here. And then this is the boundary between the cemetery and the Laurel Park neighbourhood, which is this construction site. The search of this section is limited by a fence marking the property boundary coordinates blank, beyond which access was restricted. A visual assessment was conducted beyond the fence. No observable points of interest were identified. Following this, they also executed a systematic line search in the open field area. The search pattern proceeded north to south with approximately 2 metre spacing between passes, continuing until the team returned to their original point of entry. At the conclusion of the search, K9 blank did not exhibit any trained final responses or behavioural changes indicative of any find. So I'm assuming that the open field area would be this area.
I think so too.
But there was no hits at all. None in this pond, none in this vicinity, none down this fence line, whichever fence line it was. So all of that is cleared. No human remains, no signs of decomposition here at all. So now we turn to the construction site. And this is incredibly concerning. This is what I've been saying all along. This construction site needs to be gone over with a fine-tooth comb. It's shocking. This is shocking to me. And this is April of last year that this search happened. So retention pond 3, the final retention pond was searched by K9, handled by blank, directed K9 to search along the perimeter of the retention pond, including the drainage port, approximate coordinates blank. Canine didn't indicate the presence of human remains. But Canine was also directed to inspect the boots of the handlers for presence of human decomposition odour
Oh, yeah, that's
on the
interesting.
mud collected on their boots. So no signs, no indications of decomposition. We're assuming that this is retention pond 3. I mean, it could be this one because we've not got the coordinates, but this is the one that Max dove into. So it's either this one or this one that's retention pond 3.
So
So
hang on
that's
a second,
retention
guys. Hang
pond
on,
2.
let's see.
Is it that one? Don't know.
So the retention pond he drove in was there, and where's their street? This is bold. I mean, I don't even see their street over here. So was their street way over there? Where's the actual street their house is on? Oh, I'm not gonna be able to pull it up that way, right? Oh shoot. Okay. Well, we'll just let her keep telling us. All right. I was just
But
trying to
that's the
see
one
how
that
far
Max
was
dove
that
into.
from
We
the
can
house
now go to
actually.
ground
They
level
continue
to
to work the
inspect
date.
this retention
Yeah, they did.
pond.
Fabulous.
This imagery date
Yeah,
is
it sure
February
should.
2025.
Okay, but
So just 2 months later than this imagery was when this
yeah.
search took place. And there is
See,
a
that looks
drainage
a lot deeper than
port or whatever you call it in this pond. So excess water from this construction site has been draining into this pond. And then the
okay, but
other...
stop for a second. All right. Now, yes, do y'all see, let me go back just a second. Just a second here. Okay. Ooh, one more little spot. Hang on. I don't want to go back too far. Okay, you know there's these big open there's these drainage things, okay? It's like this, they were just holes back then. They didn't have, like, see that thing right there? They didn't have tops on them. They had these big things. They didn't have tops on them anywhere. And remember that one person that they were looking for when he went missing was in a flood draining system, was in a, it's not the sewer, it was actually a water drainage system. And I don't think there was no covers on them. So I wondered myself, could he have slipped in one of those? I really think he could have.
Water from this construction site has been draining into this pond. And then the other pond is...
Yeah. But look right there.
I don't know, you can see it. So this pond.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a pond there as well.
There's a few of them.
Go
That's
down.
one. Look. Right over there.
I can.
You can see the arrow. That's one.
Oh, look, there's
Look
a
right
pond
there.
here as well.
Okay, see that big thing right there?
So this is what the drainage...
Okay, hang on. See this big thing right here with, oh, hang on. Oh, don't go back too far. I want to get right to this little thing that she had. Okay, hang on. We might not be able to see it, but did y'all see that thing that had the grate on it right there? I don't go too far from where she was. Hang on. Anyway, those are big. They're big. Like they were big gaping holes.
Yes, in which to work
with
if
no
it's this
tops on
pond.
them.
But I think it's going to be these two. All right, the wind was steady, 7 to 8 miles per hour from the north. So the wind is coming from the north, so it's flowing this way. 7 to 8 miles an hour is a mild breeze, not a problem for a dog. Due to the increased noise and presence of the construction crew, Handler Blank chose to search the drainage feeding into the pond. The canine team traversed the slope along a contour line in a west-northwest direction, with Canine Blank searching both uphill and downhill. At the end of the drainage, a fence line was encountered. Approximately 20 metres from the fence line, Canine Blank exhibited a change in behaviour, reducing her pace and tasting blades of grass, typical indicators for human remains canines when searching areas with low threshold odour. There's an organ inside a dog's mouth called the Jacobson's organ, and that's part of the olfactory system. So you see Cassie sometimes when she's in water, she looks like she's drinking, but she's not. She's drawing the water up into her mouth so that she can smell it, for want of a better word. She's not drinking it. When a dog is trying to get more information, they might taste something. So tasting the blades of grass is a typical indicator. She was then directed to perform a detailed search between the slope and the fence line where several baseballs were observed. Whilst her demeanour remained consistent, she continued to search. K9 alerted at 2 separate locations within 1 to 2 meters of each other along the slope. Afterwards, K9 was given a break for rest away from the search area. Upon returning to the area of interest, the wind conditions had changed and there was no observable wind presence in the area. So the wind.
So if there was baseballs and stuff out there, kids played out there, they did. And their balls would get lost out there, and they would go look for them, they would. But here's what I was trying to say a while ago. This is what I was trying to say, but I didn't really know what it was called. So this is how they work. The water flows from the street surface into those gutters on the side of the street, and then into the catch basins, which are those the big holes underneath, like it's a big tunnel underneath that's catching all this water. So what I'm saying is, when those big basins were not covered, they were not covered, anybody could have fallen into that tunnel down there and been washed away, or still be there. I mean, who knows if somebody's walking on foot and they fall in? It's very possible.
Dropped. K9 was deployed from a different direction, travelling north to south. Handler Blank ensured ample space for K9 to work. She proceeded with the search and displayed typical in-order behaviour. She showed a strong indication to enter the private property immediately west of the area of interest. Handler Blank intervened, preventing her from continuing onto private property. Immediately west, well, depending on which pond it was, it's either going to be here, here, or down here. But remember what this area looked like in February of 2025. So the private property is going to be some houses. This here is Parkenham Drive. And this is the area where they were dumping on the morning that Sebastian disappeared, loads of rubble. And it's always been a big concern, not just of me, but of a bunch of people. So you can see that this area slopes. So it's this area, I'm sure, that the dog was searching and got indications in this area. This is absolutely terrifying. Guys, this is terrifying.
Think about this. If they were dumping the rubble there to take, to gather it up and get rid of it later, okay, and now she's saying there was hits there. When they were building this subdivision, they took that ground and they leveled the trees and all this other kind of stuff, and they built the mounds up. You got to wonder if there would have been remains there before. Don't you think they would have been found before instead of the odor being there now? I mean, I know they didn't search it like that, but I don't know. Just something to think about when you're building a subdivision, all the dirt that they move around and all that. I mean, I don't know. Okay, we'll keep listening. Sorry.
Doesn't mean it's Sebastian, but what it does mean is there is definite signs of human remains in this area. So if it's not Sebastian, who is it? And where's the search of the drainage system? See, there's a manhole.
There was no break.
A lot of these were open. And you've got ones along like the curbside.
Yeah, sad.
See if we can find one. But you should go back to some of the YouTubers who were out there in March of 2024. And there's one.
Right there. See what I'm talking about? That
they
right
were
there.
Open.
Yeah.
Could you fit down a manhole? Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Happened to Caleb Harris.
That's Caleb Harris, yes.
But these ones up here, like the ones in the middle.
I know that the developer there, which is Danny Guy, which is the brother of Edgar's mother. Okay, he built this subdivision, but I just don't think it's fair of any of us to say, well, then he helped them cover something up and put him over there. I mean, I can't imagine somebody doing that. I mean, I really can't. Could I be wrong? Maybe.
Not unless they were involved somehow.
Right.
There'd be no reason to cover it up unless they were involved in it.
Right. And I can't imagine a whole family.
Right. If you find a child, you're going to notify authorities that you found a child unless you had something to do with that child being there. That would be the only reason you would do a cover up, in my opinion.
But like we'll let her finish hers, and then we'll talk for a minute, and then we'll move on to the next one. Hang on.
Of the road are huge. You could easily fall down like at night when maybe not paying too much attention. Right there. Now we get to Manska Creek. Now Manska Creek is
important, I think.
about 5 miles away. Again, it doesn't mean that it's Sebastian. Okay, so this is the Cumberland River. This is Old Hickory Dam right here. Manska Creek feeds in here, but Manska Creek goes all the way up, but it doesn't pass close by Sebastian's house.
Well, that's a long walk, though.
Manska Creek is over in this direction.
Very long walk.
Sebastian lives over here, but it's the mouth of Manska Creek as it feeds into the Cumberland River. That's of interest. Okay. Now, while we were talking through this, me and Crimson yesterday, it reminded me of some information that Stephen Crabtree had put out, and I went back and found the live stream where Stephen was talking about it. So this is on Vanished and Corrupt with Stephen, and this was from September of 2024. So this is well before the search, and he was in the area of Manska Creek at the mouth, put some sonar images, but this is one of the images that really concerned him. This was, I think, from a drone shot, because that there looks like a skull.
Look at that.
Now I've cropped that, I've brightened it. Is this a skull, or is this the illusion that your brain does? Even newborn babies stare at faces or face-like structures longer than they do other types of picture, non-face-like structures. It's hardwired in our brain to be attracted to faces, because obviously it's how we communicate with each other. We look at each other's faces. It's why you see Jesus in the clouds. It could well be that this isn't a skull, but our brain is seeing a face. Anyway, Stephen contacted Sumner County, and they supposedly went out, and this was a log. Look, guys, I don't know. This was Stephen's sonar.
Okay, wait a minute, though. When she gets to the sonar,
here.
Okay, look at this.
And this is in this approximate area.
I don't know what this is, but
and again, it kind of looks like there's a face. And
let me stop this. Hang on. Okay, remember watching the guys that would go out in the boats? What's the name of them, Leslie? They got in trouble. That one guy got in trouble for something with his cousin. And they would go out in their boats, and they would do the sonar, and they would find people in cars. They would find cars.
Adventures with Purpose.
Yes.
Adventures with Purpose.
With Purpose, and you look at some of their sonar pictures. This is what made me think about this. And you go back to look at their sonar pictures, you will see things like this.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought of too.
Could be an arm. You will see that. In fact, I think after this plays, we're going to go out to Adventures with Purpose, and I'm going to find one where we're going to see a sonar, and then you can kind of compare it to what we see here. This could be nothing. This could be a mannequin. This could be anything. We don't know. But it just kind of has the look of somebody standing up with their hand up, or somebody laying down with their hand up. I don't know. It could be anybody. It could be nobody. I don't know. But I thought it was kind of interesting. So here we go.
Hand or a leg, something sticking up. Again, it's easy to see a face or a body parts, because our brain is interpreting it as a person, when actually you look at it in real life, it isn't. Just look, guys, I don't know what to tell you, but I did go back and find where Stephen was searching, and it's this very area. It's this very area. And so go back to the report. Search commenced immediately outside the mouth of Manska Creek. Upon entering Manska Creek by boat, the boat travelled along the river left, east, continued upstream towards the train bridge, and returned along river right, west. Okay, so here's the train bridge. So east, turned round and went west.
Could you imagine a child, and this happens too, could you imagine a child walking down those train tracks and falling off into that water? What if they're injured and they're swept down the creek? That's very, very possible. Or anybody could have fallen off that and went into the water and been injured and swept down the creek.
Towards the mouth, canine did not demonstrate any changes of behaviour that would indicate the presence of human decomposition odour until travelling up River Right. Canine demonstrated a change of behaviour consistent with detection of human decomposition odour marked by GPS coordinates blank. A trail leading into the water was observed in the proximity of the area of interest. The boat was driven back upstream towards the tree completely in the water about 10 metres upstream of the marked tyre. Canine blank was observed going in and out of order consistent with the previous pass. A third pass was made to another tree completely in the river on the opposite side, river left. Canine blank demonstrated consistent changes of behaviour. The area between the trail on River Right was determined to be the area of interest recommended for future investigation with a remote vehicle, a remote operated vehicle. So this is the area. So you can see lots of debris. Now it looks stagnant, but this is moving water because it is a creek. It's feeding into the river. But you can see just the amount of debris. You'd need divers in here to be able to ascertain exactly what was going on. But
for some reason, does anybody else remember this? Anybody remember hearing that the narc divers did go into that area and look themselves? Do you remember hearing something about that, Leslie? Or Sprinkle?
No, I don't, but that doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
I mean, it's been so long ago, and here's the thing. It's been a long time ago, and we have heard everything you can imagine about this case, right? It is so hard to pick what's real and what's not real. And, but you both know this, and Leslie knows that, anybody that knows this knows that what our history is and that we, lost a child. The thing about it is, when this happens to you, any little bit of hope that it couldn't, even if it was your child, you think it's your child, but it's just a log. Any little bit of hope is hope. So I would like to know if the narc divers actually go back in there, and I need to find somebody I can ask about that. Here, we'll keep on going.
But it's this area, and it's this same area where Stephen Crabtree was. So there you've got the signs of a trail.
And look at that little trail right
So
there.
is it somebody who fell in this creek, died and fell in this creek? Doesn't mean it's Sebastian.
It could be
what
anybody.
It absolutely means is that there's an area of interest here that this dog was alerting on. Now we've got Old Hickory Dam. So Old Hickory Dam is just a bit up.
Well, look at that.
And to the east of the mouth of Manska. So this is the dam here. So Manska's feeding in here. This is the dam. So shoreline search.
Dams are very, very dangerous places.
Yeah, they are.
Where that dam is. Because if they open those gates and that water starts rushing through there, everything that's in its way is going to be torn apart, and it's just going to go. So if anybody fell off over there, that is so dangerous. Didn't they get threatened? I think some of the divers did get threatened. But I think I remember, but I don't remember it was narc divers, or if it was some of the other ones. But I do remember something like that. Leslie, I wish I could remember everything. Damn.
Blank and Canine Blank on Power Plant Road, Hendersonville, Tennessee, at approximately 10 a.m. So this is April 13th, 2025. Accompanied by a blank, so they would be people from the military. The search area began at the edge of the rock wall along the shoreline. Canine Blank was directed to search all sections from the water's edge to approximately 50 meters inland. No behaviors indicative of human decomposition odor were observed until the team reached an area approximately 50 meters from the dam's restricted water, I don't know. At that time, the wind was steady from south-southwest at approximately 2 miles per hour. From the top of the hillside, Canine Blank was drawn towards the lower sections near the water's edge, approximate coordinates blank. It was recommended that Blank deploy the remote operated vehicle for visual confirmation. During the remote vehicle's investigation, a canoe was observed lodged in the strainer above the dam with a group of vultures perched on logs next to the canoe.
Terrible.
So as somebody recently died, or at least, April 2025, as somebody died, and it's what the canine's picking up on. Again, it doesn't mean it's Sebastian, but
so what they're saying is there's an empty canoe, a bunch of buzzards, and the dogs picking up on the scent of human decomposition. So, I mean, that could be anybody. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of missing people.
Narc divers did search one of the retention ponds.
Okay. But they did not search the dam or any of that.
No, all I found is that they searched their retention pond.
And
There's
then
a
they
video
stopped.
of them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a video of them searching it.
Okay. Well, let her finish. Here we go.
It's somebody. Somebody's here.
But
now, was it somebody canoeing? And what was it? I personally don't think this is Sebastian. However, somebody's missing a loved one. Somebody could get answers here. But water searches are incredibly difficult. I say this again and again and again. So they couldn't identify what the vultures were interested in. So the Blank was made aware of this and attempted to take closer inspection, but could not visually identify anything recognizable as human remains from a distance. The presence of human decomposition odor at that location may indicate a complex search environment, very complex. While K9 Blank detects the odor, pinpointing a precise source can be challenging when physical accessibility.
I mean, look at that. That's part of the dam right there. So can you imagine if somebody had fallen in and was somewhere over in this area and they opened those gates, what would happen? I mean, so scary.
To the area is limited, and it's water. So that's the dam, search area above Old Hickory Dam West, where an OV was deployed. Another image of the area. Search area above Old Hickory Dam East.
Peaceful.
Okay, so we're losing pages here. So we go from page 28 to page 31. So it's a 38-page report, but we've only got a handful of pages. So we're a little bit in the dark to a lot of this. Non-human animals been found, various specimens carefully examined in the field to assess potential human origin. Based on morphological characteristics, the bones were determined to be non-human and were returned to their original location within the wooded area near the boat ramp. Additional bones, including several long bones identified as deer remains and a raccoon skull, were also located in the vicinity. Due to the unusual concentration of skeletal material, Blank conducted a detailed inspection of the area, carefully removing surface debris and duff to expose and examine partially buried elements. No human remains were located, and all bones observed were determined to be non-human in origin. So they went back to Manska Creek then. A targeted search was conducted along the west side of Manska Creek, directly below Old Hickory Dam, in response to a positive indication by certified human remains canine. The canine exhibited trained alert behaviour over a specific area within the creek, prompting further investigation. Due to the aquatic environment and limited accessibility, a remotely operated vehicle was deployed to survey the indicated area. However, visibility was severely compromised by the highly turbid water conditions and the presence of loose sediment, which was easily disturbed during ROV manoeuvring. These factors significantly limited real-time visual assessment during deployment. Despite these challenges, still images extracted from the ROV's video footage was reviewed and analysed by Blank. Due to Blank specialization in forensic anthropology, select stills have been included in this report, though no definitive human skeletal material could be confirmed from the images alone. So you've got this thing here, this thing here, this thing here, something that does look like a long bone there. Doesn't mean it's human. There's something down there. There's something that the dog and the vultures we're interested in. Now, vultures obviously will eat anything. This human remains canine and possible skeletal remains. That does look like a long bone to me. I don't know what that is.
And that one thing just doesn't look like
It's
it to
impossible
me.
to
But
tell
look,
without,
stop.
somebody
Hang
actually
on.
going diving.
Stop. Now, look at this right here. If you were just looking at this, what do you see? Because I see what could be hair right here and a face right here. I know you can't see my finger. And what could be a leg right here, like in a leg up over the rock position, like somebody fell backwards, right? To me, I don't know. What do you see, Sprinkle?
It's really hard to see. I can't make any. I mean, it could
Okay.
be any number of things. Yeah, I mean, if it's
Yeah.
like your brain, you can kind of make your brain think that you see what you see, but then
Right.
again, it could be a log, it could be debris, it could be anything.
Could be anything. You're right. You're right. I just think it's kind of an interesting picture right there. Here we go. We'll let her keep going.
In this area, like a fingertip search. And this is from April of last year. But bones, like the smaller bones, will just disintegrate and pieces will bed themselves into the mud at the bottom. A lot of debris.
Look at all that.
You only need one bone, though, that you can get DNA from to potentially at least identify who that person is. So, in summary, doesn't mean that any of these people identified by the human remains canine, it's Sebastian. What concerns me, however, is the construction site. Manska Creek, Old Hickory Dam, it could be any number of people who have gone missing in the area. There's a bunch of people missing in Tennessee, guys.
A lot.
It could be any one of them. But the construction site, mere yards away from where a scent-specific bloodhound tracked Sebastian's scent at 8:30 a.m., the very location where at 12:17 a.m. on the 26th of February 2024, there was Shadow Man, mere yards away from the pond that Max, the first responding German Shepherd from Sumner County, dove right into. There's something here. There's something here. So the construction site remains, I say, are a very good chance of being Sebastian.
Yeah.
The remains at Manska Creek.
I'm gonna say I don't think it's fair to say, oh, it's probably more likely him than somebody else, because literally knowing what we know about that area and it being an Indian burial ground, and the war, and I mean, there's a lot of old graves there, just a lot of them. So I don't really think
Yeah,
it's fair to kind of put that in somebody's mind. But there's definitely something out there, right? I mean, it's somebody, something is out there, and they do need to go find whatever it is. However, then there's the flip side of this. You don't want to mess with Indian burial grounds. They should not even be building on top of them. All right.
no,
I think
it
it's very
shouldn't be.
disgraceful, you know. But I don't get to make any decisions. But anyway, I just think it's kind of disgraceful, and those areas should be sacred. Those were the original people, and that was their ground. So anyway, we'll keep going.
And at the dam, I don't think of Sebastian. How would the remains get 5 miles down the road? I mean, people will say, oh, well, it's because Chris and Katie and Seth or whoever took them there. Well, yeah, maybe. Or a strange neighbor took them there. All right, maybe. But there's a lot of people missing in Tennessee. But we need to know the identity.
Yeah.
They need divers in Manska, and there needs to be a thorough search of the drainage system at the construction site. Why has it not been
Absolutely, in the
done?
drainage
Why are we
system.
now in January of 2020?
See, I agree with her on that drainage system, because I mean, look, they found that one kid there, and we know there was no coverage on those, because this was in the very beginning of them building all that, making the streets, making the drainage system. I mean, they had to build this drainage system before they could even make a hard street, because they had to
Yeah,
have some place for the water to go. There's a lot of water around there. I don't know if that's in the floodplain area or not. I've not looked at it that far, but it's on there's little hills and little, so there, I can see where you would need a lot of drainage work done. That's what I'm going to say to make for that little subdivision.
Oh, absolutely.
6.
All right, let her finish.
Just a
and we'll
month
talk.
away from Sebastian being missing for
Almost
2
2
years.
I can't believe it.
Why are we still here talking about this? When in April of 2025, human remains were detected at 3 different locations. And one being the construction site where Sebastian went on the night he disappeared. Come on, guys. Come on. Wrap it all up. Come on, Sumner County. Come on, TBI. Come on, FBI.
Okay. Now, she's sitting here saying where he went the night he disappeared. Now, I know we've seen all kinds of things. I know we've heard all kinds of things. But you know, the one thing I don't know is if he actually walked over there or not. I don't know that.
No,
so
we
I'm gonna
don't.
leave it at that. I don't know. And I'm not gonna just agree with whatever somebody says, because if I don't know for myself, I can't agree with it. Anyway, here we go.
Where are you? Where are you?
Where are they?
Where are you? All right. Let me know your thoughts in the comments,
Okay.
and I'll see you in the next video.
All right. So we can get off of that one. Now, I want to go look at there's something completely different.
Hello.
Well, hang on a minute. What is the name of that? I can't remember it. We're just sitting here talking about it. I can't remember. It's AM something with answers or
Adventures.
Yeah.
Adventures with Purpose.
Okay. Let's look at some adventures with purpose and see what their sonar sees. Okay. Just keep that.
I remember watching.
Mind.
I remember watching one of their episodes where the guy was literally like half in and half out of the window of the car. I don't know what episode that was, but you could definitely tell it was a body. The arm was raised. It looked very much like that picture that we saw earlier. And that's how they found him. He was stuck halfway, out the window of the car. And it looked just like that, but I wouldn't even begin to know what put in there
We're gonna watch
picture
this
of
one.
put in there picture of body on sonar and see what pops up.
Okay.
Or just picture a body on sonar without adventures with purpose and see if anything pops up. Because you definitely, a lot of these on their site, they show the car. Most of them you see the outlines of the car.
Hang on a second. I'm going to put body in the water sonar picture.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Don't do adventures with purpose. Yeah, take it out. Yeah.
Well, here's something. Look, let's watch this really quick. And this is what happens when drownings happen. So we're going to watch
this. When a body first enters the water, it typically sinks due to its weight. As the body remains underwater, bacteria in the body start breaking down tissues, producing gases. Once enough gas has accumulated, the reduction in density causes the body to float to the surface. And once the gas escapes, it causes the body to sink again. This cycle of floating and sinking can continue until the body is fully decomposed. When a body first enters the water...
I don't know that part. Okay, let me go find this. Jacob Van Zandt found, I think in, let's see, checked a body bag inside a sunken something. Divers find GoPro drowning victims. Okay, that's on a GoPro. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. All right. This is kind of what it would look like. I think is what I'm going to say. All right. This is going to be full credit to, who is this? Ooh, got to give credit though where credit's due. I don't know. I don't see a name. Do you see a name? Okay. Well, we'll just have to watch it like this. Okay. I don't know if there's any sound with this. I don't think there is. But see, there's the sonar right there. Remember that picture we saw? Okay. Well, that's a really good, clear picture, isn't it? But watch what happens. Yeah. I know it's a little gruesome, but this way you can. Oh my! Is that what we think it is right there, or is that a mannequin? Did you see that? Okay, he's going to go right to it. I mean, wow, that was a clear picture.
That's way clear.
Yeah. So I mean, that's an actual picture, like a instead not a.
Yeah, that's clear. That's very clear water.
Look at that. That looks like some kind of jellyfish. Is this like the seawater or? Look at the size of. I mean, dang.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. What? Okay, that's not it. But I know we saw something. We were looking just a minute ago, and I was like, oh my God, is that what I think it is that they were heading to? I want to find a sonar picture. Let's go back and find a sonar picture, and we'll just talk about it while I find something for us to look at. Because
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can tell it's an outline of a body. You can definitely tell.
Yeah. Right.
It's very, very distinct. Very distinct. But I do agree with Michelle After Dark about those drainage jets.
We'll see if this one works.
Those
Marine Sherman, that's who we're looking for.
All right, I'm going to move past this here. Yes, no matter who it is, somebody needs to find out because their family deserves to know, right? I mean, they do. So here we go. What's it doing? Come on.
Today. We got one closest to her.
Okay, here we go. Let me see if we can. Okay, now they're talking about the car. They're going to bring somebody out. I just want to see their sonar pictures. There we go. All right,
the other
now
one's
where's the sonar right here?
We got 3 so far.
3.
Now that's cars right there. But I mean,
yeah.
A lot of times the people are in the car. Hang on. Let's see if we can see.
Yeah, I've only seen one where the guy was literally hanging out of the car.
And then there's another one on the right.
I think it's interesting to see these though, because it helps you realize, well, how would something like that
is that
under the water?
There's another one too.
There's one right here.
We have 2. 3.
Some of these things sticking out. There's a lot of cars in that one. Damn. Hang on a second. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm on the bottom, so it's upside down.
Yeah, it's
Whatever
all
happened with him in his suit?
I'm sorry, what?
In his lawsuit. I said, I wonder whatever happened with him in his lawsuit.
You know, I don't know. I stopped watching it after that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it was all over, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
Yeah. Yeah, they stopped talking about it on that's a car. Right there's a car. Let's see. This might not be a good one to choose, but I mean, it is amazing how clear that sonar can be. And so when
we just went over it on live, right here. So I think that's a car right there. And then
cars. Let's go into another one so we can find something over here. I know I've seen one though. I've seen them on here. Let's see.
Be right past this great big tree right here.
There's some more stone.
Right there. Where the road used to come.
Oh look, because you can see, yeah, look right there, look.
And it looks like there's a car right there.
What did he say
Really
that was?
old.
Oh, an old car. Yeah, I remember the one that you were talking about before, but I don't think this is going to be it. So anyway, we'll just get off of this and we'll just keep talking. But I think it's just kind of like,
yeah, that was 3 years ago. He was charged.
Wow, has it been that long?
January 11th, 2023. Literally 3 years ago.
Right. Oh, look, there we are. What went wrong? Shit. All right, now let's go back over here for a minute, and we're going to just keep talking. Now we're going to switch over to Devlin Tate because we need to talk about Devlin Tate. There's not. I've noticed some other people covering him, and I'm so glad to see this. We've got Lady Freedom's got some other people covering as well, and I'm so glad. So let's pull up some Devlin Tate information. Who is this? The Misadventures of Devlin Tate. Now this is the psychic sleuth. I don't know who this is. I don't know that I've ever seen their. Let me see. Have you seen this one? It's called Unsealed Evidence. Let's see. Hang on a second. Let's see what
everything outside confirmed details is speculation. What we do know is that a vulnerable young man walked into a store and did not walk back into the life he left behind. The people who love Devlin deserve answers, and Devlin deserves to be found safely, compassionately, and with urgency.
Evidence.
If you're watching this and you live in Michigan,
I think her theory is interesting too, Leslie. And a lot of people are like, no, stop. Okay, what's going on with this? Look at this circling piece of shit. Okay. Let me seconds. Take it back. It'll stop.
The people who love Devlin deserve answers, and Devlin deserves to be found, safely, compassionately, and with urgency. If you're watching this and you live in Michigan, especially near Lake Odessa or Ionia County, think back to that week. Think about who you saw walking alone, someone who looked confused, someone who might have seemed younger than they actually were. Even a small detail, something you didn't think mattered at the time, could be the missing piece. This is just the beginning of our coverage on Devlin's case. And the truth is, we have very little confirmed information to work with. That lack of detail isn't just frustrating, it's heartbreaking. It makes it harder for the public to understand his story. And it makes it harder for investigators, advocates, and creators like us to keep his case alive in a meaningful way. If you are a friend, a family member, a neighbor, or someone who knew Devlin personally and can help us understand who he is, what his life looked like, or anything that could fill in the gaps of this timeline, please reach out. Your perspective could help build a fuller, more accurate case file, and it may help bring answers closer. Remember his name, Devlin Tate. Everything outside confirmed details is speculation.
Okay, go away. That's right. Close the player. Right there. Now, let me find. That's the one we made. Who made this one? I want to look at a bunch of different people's. I mean, when you have Lady Freedoms, there's a bunch of different people that have talked about him, and I just want to see everybody's perspective. This is, there was mine. Hang on. This is Mr. E's. Let's look at Mr. E's. I have not watched this one. We're going to watch it cold together. Right? Full credit to Mr. and Mrs. E. There we go. All right, play. I'm going to make half a little, if I can. All right, there we go.
Mr. E Crimecast. I am Mr. E. I am joined, of course, today by Mrs. E and our guest, Auntie. Well, thank you very much for being here. Auntie, how are you doing today? Good. So we've got a lot of folks coming in already. I appreciate everybody joining us here on this story. This may be one you're not familiar with. It's not one we've really talked about in any depth yet. This is one that we felt compelled to discuss once we started.
I'm glad to talk about it.
When it was brought to our attention by one of our
I think Devlin's
subscribers,
to me too. Absolutely.
I think it's in chat also. And we did a members only live last week. And she filled us in on a lot of what was going on with this case. It got us very interested in it. The more we looked at it, the more we felt compelled to try to do our little part to amplify the story. With these missing people, once you hear the story, kind of how this all has played out and what's going on, you will come to probably believe also that there is somebody out there that does have critical information that could find what happened to this young man, Devlin. So thank you, Panda Bear's mom, for bringing this to our attention. I see also that we've had got several of our favorite people here. Let's see, we've got Ashley joining us, Real Me Too, Dreaming of Blues.
Let's get to where they're actually talking about it. Okay, there we go.
Case. So that's the hope here, is that we talk about it, maybe another YouTuber or TikToker or whoever spreads it, and people spread a flyer and someone somewhere goes, you know what, I was driving through Lake Odessa and that afternoon. Maybe I can go back and check my dash cam.
You never.
All right.
It's because I got the it was Tamara. So it's Tamara is the grandmother on the paternal side, if I forgot this correctly.
Right. And there's a lot of players on this one.
Sabrina. So Tamara and Sabrina are the ones that have been the two biggest advocates for Devlin. And then we're going to play their news clips here in a little bit. Tamara is the father, grandmother on the father's side.
Okay.
And
I'm trying to comprehend this.
By birth. And I'm going by biological.
The grandmother on the father's side biologically.
Yes. Okay. And then the sister, Sabrina, to the father, is the aunt of Devlin.
Okay.
So it's Tamara's daughter. Sabrina is the aunt. And then at some point when he was young, the great grandmother adopted Devlin.
Okay.
So so it kind of shifted. So sometimes you'll see people say, well, the aunt is now the sister of Devlin and that kind of thing. So it gets a little bit confusing for that reason,
Oops.
But anyway, but that is essentially the relationship as I understand it. I got a little confused texting them today when I asked for clarification and still got confused. But I think I'll
still probably get it wrong.
Yeah.
So you'll have to correct me.
And then the biological mother, I don't think is in the picture really. Not like where she is living.
Let's talk about that biological mother for just a second. Now, We know that she went over into Lady Freedom's live, and Lady Freedom tried to work with her, to get information and to help Devlin. But one of the things that we saw happening in the middle of all that is, this is when the true colors of these people come out, and you really learn what they're all about. And the only reason why I feel comfortable saying this about her is because I watched every bit of it. I know what Lady Freedom went through with her. And I'm going to tell you that her intentions now to me seemed exactly like the rest of them. What can they gain from him living with them? Because it seems to me like it was all about that check that he would get. Because remember, he stopped getting it because of his age, and he was going to move it in with her, and then he was going to reapply once he got over there. But then when you looked at their apartment, there's no way he could have lived there. They would have to get a bigger apartment because it was like an efficiency apartment, and there was no bedrooms for these people to be in. So literally, the mom's over there living in the living room, and then there's this little room that the baby was sleeping in, I guess. I mean, it just seems to me like the way it came out or was presented to us versus what it really was. It's really shocking. It really was. And I was so sad to see that for this child. But here we go. Let's listen some more.
Not on a day-to-day basis.
Right. And thank you, Uber. Uber says, let's find him and all the missing children. Absolutely.
Doing enough, but what they fail to realize is what they do behind the scenes. You don't know about. Not everything is made public knowledge. I pray that they get a solid lead soon.
Yeah, wish they would too.
I'm proud of my daughter Sabrina, host cook, for working her butt off and paying back the money. Okay, we'll skip through all that. Let's see. So this gets into the timeline. I wish there was a way to retrace Devlin's steps that day, but unfortunately there isn't without the community's help. We know that he left here at 7:28 a.m. that morning, and I was told around 8 a.m. he was seen around the dumpster behind Family Dollar. I figure he was looking for bottles to take to Carl's to turn in. He was last caught on camera at Carl's at 8:21 a.m., where he bought what they said looked like something to drink and eat. His EBT card hasn't been used since. He then went to the laundromat, according to our brother Matt, to charge his phone. Matt said he was his happy-go-lucky self that day. Devlin had called that morning to talk to Mama, and I can't help but wonder why he didn't stay on the phone long enough for her to get out of the bathroom to talk to her. So I'm guessing she got a missed call. Mm-hmm. And then after the disappearance,
the Jersey lady, Lake Odessa, is in Michigan. Lake Odessa, Michigan.
Out of curiosity, Tamara, if you're still here, if you know the time that missed call happened to your mother, because that of course could be helpful for the timeline.
I wonder if she's going to come up on the panel.
She hasn't talked to him since Easter Sunday. From there, I have no idea where he went. I do know someone said he stopped to pet her dog at about 2:15 to 2:30 p.m. I'm assuming that was up around the trailer park on Tupper Lake Street, as she said he was walking to Sunoco.
But there was no film. There was no footage. There's no footage of him petting this dog. And all in that trailer park, nobody had a camera out there. Does that make any sense to you? Because it does not to me. That seems very strange.
But he wasn't caught on their cameras. I beg people to please check their cams for that day. But nobody has said that they saw him. And we're going to go through some video and footage and kind of get the landscape. And when I saw it was 2,000 people in the town, I was kind of well, I'm not really that surprised that there's nothing on camera. Because you kind of imagine it might be more rural where people are all spread out. That's really not the case here. He walked by a lot of homes and businesses. So you would have, it is surprising that not more cameras picked them up. Let's see, he was supposed to be home by 10 p.m. as a curfew. He typically would be home by 6 to 8 p.m. When he wasn't there by 8, they started to get worried. They searched the town. They filed a report. And then everything, of course, escalated from there. So let's go to, so I'm going to go back through that timeline. We're going to retrace his steps also a little later today. But anything about that, Mrs. E or Auntie, before we go on?
Did you mention where he was last pinged? His phone was last pinged. It was on there a little bit further down.
Oh, did I say that on there too? So yeah, that was near the trailer park.
Yeah, it was in that.
So that was one detail that we misunderstood. Or
I can't help but think somewhere in that trailer park there was cameras somewhere. That's a very public place. People are in and out of there all the time. I mean, makes sense. Somebody had to see something there, but we'll see.
Or a rumor that but we had believed that he had left his cell phone at the laundromat, but that's not the case. He had gone to the laundromat and charged his phone for a time. Is according to the Matt, who's a relative, I guess saw him there, ran into him or something, and then left from there. And reading just kind of about him throughout the last few days, he is not the kind of person that would go anywhere without a cell phone. People kind of he always had that on him. The items in his possession were also a LED flashlight, his cell phone, and a cell phone charger.
an LED flashlight. Sebastian had a flashlight, and now he has a flashlight too. Okay.
So that's kind of what was in his, and obviously his EBT card is what seems to have been in his possession. You look at this at first and you think there's a lot of possibilities here. Of course, he's got a variety of special needs. Let's see. I think his aunt said right here somewhere.
Okay. Some of the things they say aren't true.
Yeah, Ashley, I agree. Ashley says it sounds like Jonathan, and I never did remember, I don't remember how to pronounce his name. Hoang in Washington. Do you remember?
Somebody said that there might be a sighting today. I saw someone message us on Facebook and said that the sisters are organizing a search for tomorrow because there might be a potential sighting.
Well, that for Jonathan?
I don't think that.
Hoang. I think that was it.
Hoang. Yeah, I didn't know how. I was worried I was mispronouncing it. I'm so bad at pronunciation.
Let me see if that's who it was.
That's amazing.
Let's go. We're going to go past that so he can talk about Devlin, because I want to talk about Devlin.
There are a lot of stories. You can't give them all your attention.
Ashley asked, did they live in the trailer park? Was that where they lived? Was he in the neighborhood?
Pinged?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did not look up their home address.
I don't believe he lives there.
No,
I didn't think so either.
But I'm sure Tamara can help us with that.
I'm going to pull up the map here because I think this might
help
help too.
Thank you.
No, we do not live in the trailer park, she said. So but that's where the last ping was in the trailer park. That they think his phone died shortly after that last ping.
So if I move my mouse around on the map, can y'all see?
Yes,
we can.
Yes.
Okay, so
but it's kind of small. I'm going to make it full screen. Take us off, so it's a little bit bigger. Now move your mouse around.
All right. So can we see like this?
Yes, you do it slowly.
Okay. I'm going to walk us through this a little bit later too, but just for now, so we kind of have an idea. When they talked about this Family Dollar, where he was at the dumpster around 8 a.m., they think he might have been like looking for, I guess he would look for like soda cans or something to turn in for money. He would do like.
Girl mom says, was he on disability? I believe he was.
He had an EBT card, so I think so. But back here somewhere off this street, there was a Family Dollar that someone reported seeing him around that dumpster around 8 a.m. The only time that he's been caught on camera that morning is over here at Carl's Supermarket.
Okay.
So this is the last real confirmed hardcore. We know exactly where he was sighting. He came out of the Carl's Supermarket, spent about $12 on his card. The cameras couldn't show exactly what he bought, but it looked like maybe like a sandwich and a drink, something like that.
Okay. And Tamara says he does know someone in the trailer park, his old parapro, so his old paraprofessional.
Okay.
Probably a therapist lives there.
A parapro would be like an assistant in the classroom too. It could be.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like he knew everybody in town. Like a lot of people knew who he was.
Right.
It's a tight knit community, it seems. So then so from here, that laundromat is up on this street, on 2nd Street. Okay. So where he might have been charging the phone.
Okay.
And then I think I have to zoom out now. Yeah. So go up here. So a little further up. They think, if we're not sure about this lady that saw him pet the dog. He was an animal lover. He loves animals and that kind of thing. So a lady said that he asked to pet her dog sometime around 2:30 that afternoon. And they think that probably happened somewhere on this street, on Tupper Lake Street, which has, I think somewhere around here is the trailer park.
Okay.
And then she believed he was on his way to Sunoco, the gas station, which is on this corner.
Okay.
So he kind of made a square.
Okay. All on foot.
Yeah, all on foot. So I'm going to zoom back out here a bit.
Girl Mom has a suggestion. Hi, Girl Mom. If he is on disability, I would reach out to Social Security because those are deposited in accounts. I would notify the bank and see if there has been any activity.
He hasn't had any activity on the EBT card.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to get back to what the problem is.
Oh, sorry.
There. Oh, no, it's okay.
I mean, we all know now that the problem is that payment had been stopped, right? Because he needed to reapply. So there was no way to check to see if he'd used any of that because his account had zero balance. We already know that. So this might not be the best to look at, but I want to hear their take on this. All right, here we go.
It's just a lot. We're all trying to get it all at once. And
she did say also he was not on Social Security, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he was not on Social Security.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. And Deborah, we're not trying to ignore anybody. So you are welcome here. Everybody's welcome here. As long as you are kind to each other in chat, you are welcome to be here and don't say disrespectful, rude things. We're good. We're always welcome.
No, you're all welcome here.
I look back, I don't see any comments. So if we missed you, we're sorry. I don't see a comment from you, Deborah.
Yeah, I mean, we
Oh,
you know,
okay.
it's impossible really to read every comment especially when we're presenting a brand new story. And once I kind of get into it, I'm trying to make sure I've got the details right. But we're pretty interactive with our audience. We try to
We'll take
engage
breaks and
everyone.
kind of look at chat and talk.
But yeah, we certainly it's almost impossible to read every comment.
But like I said, I just checked back. I don't have. That's the first comment I'm seeing of hers, so it may have not come through on our end.
Because I mean, this might not be the best one to listen to, but anyway, here
YouTube and on Facebook.
And actually, there's a little video of him also. I wanted to share that too because I kind of think video helps to kind of get a sense of what people actually look like. Like the photos, the two-dimensional. You know.
Do you want to put that back up the map? Or are you good?
No, I'll do the map again later.
Okay, I've got it down there. Okay.
But yeah, so which did you put up his picture?
I did.
Okay.
We're over to the side now, and his picture's kind of forefront.
So this was shared by the family on the Facebook group for him, and this was him at it's actually on the map.
Are you? You're.
Is it up?
It is now.
Oh, he's
You'll have to
saying,
make it
okay,
big though,
he's
because it's
saying.
tiny on here.
Hang on a second, guys.
One day
see
I'll
if
get
I
the hang
can
of all this. Is
find-
that better?
Yeah. Oh, that's huge. Yes.
Let me-
All right, so
I'm
this
gonna
was
pull it in for
like a
second. Hang
local
on.
music venue that they have, and this is Devlin in the red sweatshirt there.
Oops, gotta start naming right first. Here we go. Hang on.
We're guessing it's in C minor.
C minor?
Yeah. Song called This is God's Country?
Yep. This one over still leaves a golden road to a whole lot of nothing. The deed to the land, but it ain't my gun. This is God's country. During the rain
Oh,
and
wait a
think
minute,
it's when it's
guys.
falling, cause brings the
We're letting him
rain and a
sing, and I'm
hole
gonna take
in
you
the
to something
mud.
else.
Put
This
it
was from
back in
6
the
days
plate.
ago,
That's
but
why I call it God's country. Saw the light in a sunrise sitting back on the 40 on a muddy riverside and baptized in holy water and shine with the dogs running. Heaved by the sun.
I'll let him finish singing. But have
So
y'all heard of
that
something
kind of gives
called
us
American Justice?
an idea of the fair. So so that was like that seems pretty recent because he seemed.
Hang on right here. Let me pull this up. Oops. You gotta spell it right. Now, I don't know who this person is, but I just saw this, and maybe have y'all seen this? Let me know if you've seen this or not, because I don't know who this is.
And hello again. Okay, so this is Devlin Tate here.
And this is going to be from
And Devlin was last
American
seen on
Justice.
April 21st, 2025 at 8:21 a.m. He was captured on surveillance cameras at Carl's Market on 4th Avenue in Lake Odessa, Michigan. A friend reported tracking his location at 9:28 a.m. near Sewer Plant Road in Lake Odessa, but he has not been seen or heard from since. 1 second, let me yell at my dog here.
Uh-oh. Don't yell at your dog. Don't yell at your dog. I get it, though. Sometimes I have to yell at mine. I don't like it, though.
That dog is going to drive me nuts today. Devlin has autism and cerebral palsy, and his family is extremely concerned for his health, safety, and well-being. He was last known to be wearing a black zip-up hoodie, a white t-shirt, blue jeans, and black cowboy boots. He had his wallet, cell phone, phone charger, charging block, and a 3-inch navy blue flashlight with him. At the time of his disappearance, Devlin was 18. He's since turned 19. He weighs 170 pounds and stands 6 foot tall with hazel eyes and brown hair. He does have some peach fuzz on his face and a mole on the left side of his nose, which you can see in this photo.
Look how much older he looks in that one picture on the left.
If you have any information on Devlin's whereabouts or have seen him, please contact the Iona County.
Okay, we're going to skip past that and see.
So we're going to watch. This is.
You see who she's going to watch here.
From WILX
from the news.
Channel
Okay.
10.
I don't think I've seen this one. All right.
And this is the link to this article in the chat. And
okay, come on. I might need to speed it up a little bit.
So it says the family pleads for help to find a missing teen with special needs. Lake Odessa, Michigan. A family in Lake Odessa is looking for answers after a loved one disappeared.
6 days ago.
See if I can make this bigger. There we go. Now you guys can actually read it. It's heartbreaking not knowing where he is or how he is, said Tim Host, a family member of Devlin Tate. Devlin was wearing a black zip-up hoodie, t-shirt, blue jeans, and cowboy boots before he vanished. He's just shy of 19, but the family said he is much younger mentally, and it's been reported that he has the mental capacity of a 7 to 8 year old child.
That's not true. that was a lie.
Devlin
Like,
is
there was a
diagnosed
lie.
with cerebral palsy, ADHD, Tourette's
We know that was a lie. He was much older than that. Come on, people.
syndrome, fetal alcohol syndrome.
That was a lie. We also know he did not have fetal alcohol syndrome. I know she's getting this from a news story, but we know that's not right.
And autism. It doesn't say autism in this one, but he is on the low end of the autism spectrum. It's just important for us to find him because we love him, and it's not like him to be gone for this long, said Sabrina Cook, a family member of Devlin Tate. Ever since his disappearance, the family has been working hand in hand with law enforcement and have even taken to social media in search for answers. They've even conducted search parties. I'm not going to stop looking. I'm not going to give up, said Cook. The family is offering at that time, $1,000 reward for finding Devlin. They are selling t-shirts and signs to add to that reward. For more information, you can visit their Facebook page, which I will link here in just a minute. The Iona County Sheriff's Office said there's no update on the case, but they are accepting leads.
Now, I don't do Facebook, so I don't go in there and look at all that stuff, you know. We do know that there's a lot of things that happened since this has came. This was old. This is from anyway, when he first went missing. So this is a little bit old. A lot of things have happened since then. But the reason why I'm showing this is because I want to get little snippets of every creator's take on what happened to him. So here we go.
If you know anything about where Devlin might be, contact local law enforcement. So I'm going to play this video. It's not very long.
Yeah, let's see. She might have the same problem I had.
Something like that's what happened.
Oh, here we go.
A family in Lake Odessa looking for answers tonight after their loved one disappeared. Good evening. I'm Ann Emmerich. Devlin Tate, an 18-year-old with special needs, was last seen on April 21st in Lake Odessa. Now, 8 days later, he has yet to be found. News 10's Micah's Nikki sat down with his family tonight. She joins us now live in studio with details.
And Devlin Tate was last seen wearing a black zip-up hoodie, t-shirt, blue jeans, and cowboy boots. He's just shy of 19, but his family said he is much younger mentally. They're asking anyone with information to come forward to help bring him back home.
Even I break.
Oh, I know. I broke quite a few times.
Something that can't be helped.
It's something Tamara Host and Sabrina Cook say they never thought would happen in their small community of Lake Odessa.
It's heartbreaking, not knowing where he's at or how he is.
On April 21st, their loved one, Devlin Tate, vanished.
It's just important for us to find him because we love him. And it's not like him to be gone for so long.
He was...
Now, I'm going to say something a little bit ugly, but it's only because we have seen since then, since this stuff was made and put out there, we've seen some things to tell us, if you love somebody that much, why are you treating him the way you treated him? Because we all know, because we watched other people, we all know that they basically made this child homeless, right? And so that's why he's on the street walking around, wanting to charge his phone, all these other different things. But we'll keep listening and get this person's take on it. But I'm going to skip past this. I don't want to watch that part because they're just guessing. They're liars. Here we go. Oh, let me start it. Sorry.
So that was done, just days after the disappearance. And it wasn't the video that I first watched. And I had been sent this case. I didn't know Devlin's name. I didn't know anything about it. I was asked to look into it. I did. And I decided that his name needs to be out there. And so I will do my part in getting his name out there. Let me remove that. And stop screen. Let me add. My dog's over here growling. I'm distracted today.
Okay, come
on. Hopefully that is not too big. So
make it bigger.
I'm going to play out this video. Again, it's not very long. And then I'll be back here in just a second.
Okay, let me see.
A family in Lake Odessa is searching for answers tonight after their loved one vanished over a week ago.
The county sheriff's office there says 18-year-old Devlin Tate went missing on April 21st.
We've seen that. What I want to get to is
One with any information at all that'll lead to his
I think what
whereabouts.
she's got
Will
to
let
say
us
right
know
here.
that they'll get a hold of us.
My gut hurts every time I think. I try not to think
just
of
makes
every
me sick when I
possibility
hear
that
these
could be
two.
happening or that.
Yeah, when I hear him start talking, it makes me sick too. Because I'm thinking,
Yeah.
listen to you. You stole money
Yeah.
from reward money to fix your vehicle, you know, because you're selfish. You made him sleep on the freaking floor. You made him homeless. I mean, and I never intended to come on here and bash these people. The thing is, I wanted to get this creator's take on what she thinks happened or what went on here, and not listen to these people tell their bullshit lie stories.
Did you see my comment
Where
that
he
I
could
put in
be-
chat?
Let me see what you say.
Did you see my comment I
was
put in
thinking,
chat?
Yeah, I was trying to say, yeah, I'm sure they did. I think that too. See, I really do think that I still think someone tried to silence Devlin about something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to Matt. Remember the morning that they was talking about on that morning, he called to talk to Matt's wife, but she was in the bathroom and Matt picked a fight with him, and so he didn't stay on the phone to talk to her. Why?
Mm-hmm.
What was Matt picking a fight about? I can tell you another thing. Off topic. Okay, hang on. Off topic. Where is Panda Bear's mom? She's the one who made everyone aware of Devlin. You know, Leslie, I don't know where she's at. I don't know what happened there. There's a lot of controversy. Some creators, you know, just getting upset about this, that, or the other. I'm not going to get in the middle of any of it. I don't want to be in the middle of it. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen her do anything else with it. And you know, she did bring it to the public. You're right, she did. So and you're right, it's not off topic, Leslie. That's on topic because you're right about that. When it very first started, yes, you're right about that. But it's just kind of, I don't know, man. There's something weird about that day and that phone call.
And it makes my gut hurt.
In Lake Odessa, Adriana Doria, News 8.
Okay, come on, lady. Let's see what she got to say.
And like she said, you try not to think of everything that could happen or is happening because that will wreck you mentally. And I know that all too well myself. So
you had a child missing too.
We learned last night that, hold on a second here, guys. Give me 1 second here. Let me.
I wonder who she's gonna play.
I'll share
It'd be
this.
funny if she played Lady Freedom. That'd be kind of funny, right?
So we learned last night that his phone last ping was around 11 o'clock. So these are all pictures of Devlin. That's his grandma there. So if somebody would want to donate, here's how you do it. The money goes to Reward for Information.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they've held some bake sales and yard sales.
Now, Sprinkle Donut. This is the first I've seen that they've actually set up an account where people could actually donate money, a donation account. I have not seen this until right now. Now, I'm glad they did that because that money should be in an account. It should not be in somebody's hands. It needs to stay in that account, and it needs to have several people's signature to get it out. You cannot leave one person in charge of that money. Okay. I think I don't like that we have cash app stored Sabrina. That's wrong.
Sabrina's name is all over that. What does that tell you?
Yeah. I wonder if Sabrina is the only signer to get the money out. Because if that's what this is, it's bullshit. Okay. And I would say, here's what I'm going to say. If this money is being put into an account that only Sabrina can get the money out of, do not donate to that. Do not. Do not. Because I'm afraid that money will not ever get to be used for what it needs to be used for. They need they need donations to help search for him, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't be under her. It shouldn't be under her personal name. It should be something to find Devlin, or it should be something not under an individual person's name. Absolutely not.
But, I mean, so I'm going to say don't donate to this kind of thing. If they had a bank account where it was, hey, so and so for the purpose of, and only way money could come out is if 2 or 3 people signed on it at the same time. Yes, but none of this looks like it's that. None of it looks.
It doesn't look legit. Just the little paper, the way it's written, does not look legitimate. It should be on a flyer. It should be set up. It should be professional. There's a lot of, just looking at this right here, there's red flags all over this.
There sure is. It looks about like what you would expect these people to do because I'm going to say something ugly, and I'm not trying to be ugly, but this shows you low IQ right here. Hang on, let's keep going.
And all that money went to the reward to bring Devlin home. That is one of the yard signs that they have. That is Woman's Warrior, who actually asked me to look into this case and do a document.
Okay, hold on.
Like I did for Sebastian.
Right, now look. This is from 3 days ago. She's asking this lady. Now she knows that. Woman's Warrior is in Lady Freedom's all the time. She knows that Lady Freedom is on top of this. So this to me is a little strange. But whatever. It's fine. We'll keep going.
And Jack and Lily. And I did look into it like I promised. And I do have a document started, but more or less for me. And that's kind of it, really.
You know what, Leslie? Is this case all about the money? You know what? That's a good question, isn't it? Because that's all we see, isn't it? It's either his money that he, wherever he lives, there's money going to be, or it's this bullshit over here. This crap ass. Oh, I'm so upset seeing that because I had not seen this until today. I've missed a lot of Lady Freedom's live. I've been on replay having to watch them, and I know she's been talking about Sebastian as well, but disgusting. This is disgusting. Anyway, we'll keep going.
So this is something that I had noticed, and I took a screenshot of it, is that some people have asked about the Life 360 ping, reportedly showing Devlin near Sewer Plant Road, which I now know is actually named French Fry Road, and it runs kind of behind the dollar store, the Family Dollar. Here's what we know. The Life 360 pings are not official law enforcement records. We all know that. Okay. While they can provide a clue of reference, authorities do not rely on third-party apps for verified location data. Law enforcement verification.
Law enforcement does not rely on third-party information. Here, think about this. What is the first thing that CP and KP started hollering? The whole family has Live 360. They know exactly where we're at. They know where we were every minute. Our Live 360. Okay, well, we're on right here. The only officially confirmed ping from police records came around 11 p.m. at the trailer park from Devlin's phone reported. Okay, anyway, this is data investigators are using for the case. So all this Live 360 shit is not official, and it is not part of the investigation, and the authorities do not rely on it to verify anybody's location. That's good to know. Here we go.
The only official confirmed ping from police records came around 11 p.m. at the trailer park. And we know that Devlin was reported by somebody around a blue or black car, and that he seemed very reluctant to get into that vehicle.
Okay, wait a minute.
There at the trailer park, we know.
Leslie, have you heard anything about this blue or black car and that he was hesitant to get in it until today? Is this the first time you've heard this? Because it's the first time I've heard it. Where did she get this information from? I want to know. All right. Yeah, I've not heard this before.
That a teacher's aide of his lives in that trailer park. It's reported that her place has been searched. Devlin's phone reportedly went dark earlier in the day. This is the data investigators are using for the case. Any other reported locations like the laundromat or Sewer Plant Road remain unverified by law enforcement. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just means it's unverified. They haven't been able to substantiate it. They haven't been able to substantiate it because the cameras at the laundromat were down for service. We learned that yesterday. And the Family Dollar, the cameras that they.
Leslie, I'm glad you, first time you've heard of this today as well. So I want to know where this information came from, and I want to know if Lady Freedom has seen this information. Okay.
Had were all inside, and the sewer plant road, it says unverified by law enforcement, but they do have a ping from his phone. So that makes me wonder if the ping that they got on his phone was actually like from the cell phone company and not from Life 360. I don't know for sure.
That's what I want to know now. Yeah. Hey,
Remain unverified by law enforcement. It should be
How you doing?
treated as unconfirmed reports until unofficial confirmation. Key takeaway: the official investigation relies on verified police data, not third-party apps. All tips and sightings should be reported.
Key takeaway: the official investigation relies on verified police data, not third-party apps. Life 360 as a third-party app. So, people over there on the other case, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, please do not believe people when they say Life 360 says that's where we were, okay? Because it is not something law enforcement relies on. Thank you very much. Good to know.
To authorities so they can properly investigate. So, one of the things I make, you guys know this, or if you have followed me for any amount of time on any of the other cases or channels that I've been on, you know that I create documents, and one of the main things in that is creating timelines. And so I did come across this.
Oh, look. Look at that.
The other day, yesterday, I think. Around 7 o'clock, Devlin left his home. I believe I would have to.
I'm gonna try to get this right here.
1 second here.
Hang on.
So at 7:28, it was reported that Devlin left the home. He got up around 7 o'clock, and at 7:28, he left his home for a 20 to 30-minute walk
good. I just want to capture that. Thank you, guys.
At 7:32, there was a text to Uncle Matt from Sabrina telling him that Devlin had left the home, and Matt tried to call Devlin, and it went to voicemail.
Okay, but
he did end up talking to him around 9 o'clock, and Devlin said he was at the laundromat. At 8:21, Devlin was last seen on CCTV at Carl's supermarket. And one of the things I ask is, well, what did he buy? And the reason I wanted to know that is because if they come across something that he bought, that might tell us which direction he was going, right?
Right, I agree with that.
So according to the person I spoke to, he bought snacks and a drink. And according to what I'm understanding, I won't say what I'm told, what I'm understanding is nothing of Devlin's, not the food wrappers, not clothing, not anything that was with him has been found. At 9:27 to 9:28 is when he supposedly his phone pinged near Sewer Plant Road at 2:15 to 2:30. So I had sent this to family, and I said okay, and I had sent this was in the same post. So I had sent this to family, and I had asked them some questions, and they told me that there's actually more to the timeline than what was there. And so I asked them if they could fill me in on the timeline. This is the worst way to do this, but so I at least want his face up there while I talk. So at 2:15 to 2:30, Devlin stopped to pet a dog and was talking to a woman, and he was on the phone talking about needing a ride. And she said that he had left and headed west towards Sunoco. Between 4:15 and 4:30, there was a girl who supposedly seen Devlin walking on 4th Avenue. At around 5:30, Devlin was seen being hesitant to get into a vehicle with two males at the entrance of the trailer park.
Okay, wait a
Now,
minute.
at 5:30, he's hesitant to get into a vehicle at the trailer park.
I want to know who made this statement, and has any of that been verified as real? Because I've not heard this before. This is new to me. If somebody saw him getting into a vehicle, he said he was hesitant. Listen to the words. He was hesitant to get into a vehicle with two males. Well, if he wasn't seen walking away, then he got into the vehicle, right? What else could it be? If he wasn't seen walking away, I want to know who said that. We need to find out who said this.
That tells me possibly an abduction, right?
I'm sorry, go ahead. What did you say, Sprinkle?
If there was a car involved, then it would have something on the missing posters. Interest, dark sedan, seen at such and such a time. Be on the lookout. It would be, and law enforcement has never ever brought up anything about there being a vehicle involved in this at all.
Okay,
never.
But see, this is from 6 days ago. So when was?
Yeah, but is it 6 days ago from when she posted this? When did she post this? When did she post this video?
6 days ago. 6 days ago, she made this video.
Okay, it is 6 days ago.
I want to know where the information came from that she's putting on this video.
Right, but that would be the first. That would be the first thing law enforcement. That would be on the flyers. He was seen getting into a dark sedan. If anybody saw a dark sedan at this time, at this place, law enforcement would have that information, and it's never been mentioned.
Cinderella says, "Why is this the first we've heard of this?" That's my question. Why? And I knew I wasn't crazy because I do watch. I might not always talk in chat, but I do watch Lady Freedom's lives. Sometimes it's on replay about Devlin and Sebastian, etc. I have never heard this either. So this is kind of concerning, and I want to ask this lady, where did she get this information? And I think I'm going to ask her where she got this information. Yeah. I would like to come on here. Yeah.
And he's at the trailer park. Why would he need to get into a vehicle with somebody? He's nearly home.
Exactly.
He's nearly home.
So something is very strange about these statements. There's been nothing in my opinion. Okay, this is Cinderella. No, I've not heard any of this. And I wish the lady would come on here and tell me where she got this information, because I'm really, but here's
Put something in her chat.
It could be real, we don't know. Okay, we'll keep listening.
Like I said last night, it also led me to think, because Devlin had messages on social media app called Threads from some women saying they wanted to get together and be romantic, that I thought possibly a honeypot situation had happened where he was lured in by somebody else or other means, and then was possibly abducted and robbed at that point. But again, that was at 5:30 that this was supposedly seen. Again, this is all unverified, except for the 11 o'clock ping at the trailer park. Now,
Cinderella says, okay. She goes, question. Devlin got in trouble with some other kids, correct? Yeah, he did get in trouble with some other kids. He did. And that case was still kind of ongoing. Like, he needed to go to court about that. I believe was one of the things he's going to court about. I don't know if these other kids were charged in that or not. This is something I don't know the answer to that, but I wish I knew the answer to that, because I've kind of thought to myself, if Devlin had ever told anybody else who these other kids are, I could see something like this happening, right? But Devlin was vulnerable too, very vulnerable, and I think that he just trusted people. Now, if he was, I
think somebody did him wrong. Something happened, and he was ready to tell somebody about something somebody was doing to him, and those people didn't want it found out, and they did something with that boy.
I mean, yeah, a lot of okay, golly, I'm scared they picked him up thinking that's what I think, Cinderella, because when she's talking about this blue car now, I'm thinking to myself, He didn't walk away, and if he was not seen after the blue car, then he ended up in the car with them. What else makes, and when you talk about these cases, you have to talk logically, right? We can't say, well, it looks like. We have to say, okay, well, if A happened, B happened, what was C? It just, this is what makes sense. I think he got in the car with him, to be honest with you, if he was not seen again. Oh, this
yeah, but he was old enough to walk away. He was old enough to run away. If he was outside the car and they were inside the car, he could have gotten away. It wasn't like he was a small child and they could have grabbed him and threw him in the car. That's what I'm thinking.
But remember what she said about the girls and on the threads, and he was going to meet these girls? What if these people said, yeah, we'll give you a ride over there? In my opinion, they may have thought he was going to that's right, Cinderella. They may have thought he was going to say something, and the threads thing could have been a setup too.
I still think it had something to do with the family. I don't know. My gut's telling me that I don't know. I could be totally off base, but I think it had something to do with abuse in the family, and he was ready to tell, and they did something with him.
Well, here's the thing. We're going to find out soon, because the information that I am paying to get, or that our sponsor is paying to get from the state of Wisconsin, not Wisconsin, sorry guys,
Michigan.
Michigan. Is due to us on February the 6th. So we will have the information on these people, and we'll be able to know more about their backgrounds, because I'm going to tell you something. History repeats itself. Think about that statement. All right, let's listen to what else she has to say.
Again, we know that Devlin's teacher's aide supposedly lived in that trailer park, and her home has been searched, from my understanding. We do know that Devlin takes meds for his Tourette's and his mood stabilizer.
Oh, now he has Tourette's,
which he's been without since he went missing. And
see, I remember them talking about
cerebral palsy. Yeah, Tourette's, cerebral palsy. Yeah, this is all interesting.
See, Leslie's keeping it real, says, Sprinkle, I agree. I think the family has something to do with it too. Yeah, me too.
I do. My gut is just telling me those people are just bad news, and they did something with that boy. I don't know.
About this, guys.
Something inside of me.
But think about this for a minute. He's walking around. How do we know that this blue car did not have John's friends in it, which John is Matt's son, right? And so he was going to take him to court whenever he's going to court the next day. Well, how do we know that he did not know the people in the car? He might have known them.
Yeah.
He might have said, he might have oh, well, I don't know. Something's very weird here, guys. Very weird. Let's keep listening, because this is stuff I have not heard. All right.
We know that from last night, when the family was in here, we know that there is no longer any communication with law enforcement, being only 2 detectives are in that county.
Okay, wait a minute. There's no longer communication with law enforcement. Okay. It's not because there's only 2 detectives. No. This tells me something else. This tells me law enforcement thinks that they are watching them, and they might have something to do with it. That's what I think. I don't know. Cinderella says, I've also said before, maybe he is with his girlfriend. But remember, his girlfriend's parents told him no, he could not be with her because of their age difference. Remember that? That's what makes me think, I don't know. But that is a good question, Cinderella. I'm not sure on that. This is interesting. Wow.
There seems to have been some sort of breakdown in communication with them.
I bet.
Devlin's bio mom let law enforcement search her place of residence 3 out of 5 times that they went there. Like I said last night, I'm not sure why only 3 out of 5. Maybe the first time they didn't ask. Maybe the last time they felt they had searched it enough that they didn't need to again. I don't know. But 3 out of 5 times they have searched her home. We do know that there are some SOs in the area.
Why not 5 out of 5?
Well, okay. The one thing with, and Cinderella and I think Leslie Keeping It Real has been a Lady Freedom's chat too, and they may have heard something about this. But see, his bio mom is a narcissist, and she's just like the rest of them, right? What can you do for me? Okay, because that's really what they're all of them. What can you do for me? So,
if my child was missing, I'd say, come on in. Come on in.
Yeah, well, a lot of us would not act like these people do. But I mean, are they trying to act like he just walked away because he was mad? Because there's the other flip side of this where we know that they had been telling him, well, you're going to go to jail. When you go to court, you're going to go to jail. They were scaring the holy crap out of him, telling him he was going to go to jail. But they, that was it. He was not going to get probation. He was just going to go to jail. So then, because then I've also had thoughts of, was he in hiding because he was afraid of going to jail, or did something else happen? Oh Lord, let's see what else. I want to talk to this lady.
But I don't get the feeling that this is an SO type situation. Again, I go back to him supposedly being seen, being hesitant about getting in a vehicle with two men.
I gotta find
and that really strikes me as more of an abduction, or him being lured there by a female and then being met by two men.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
And that's kind of where I've kind of stalled, because I don't feel like the family has anything to do with this, because like I have talked to the family for a couple days and I have asked some very tough questions and some very hard questions, and quite frankly, some questions that they could tell me is none of my damn business. And they haven't done so. They've answered every single question.
Remember, Lady Freedom asked him all those questions too, right? Remember, they lied to Lady Freedom, but let's keep going.
That I've had. And some of the questions I had was because in a couple of news articles that I had read, it said Devlin might be reluctant to come to law enforcement because he's got some past cases or some ongoing cases. And I asked the family, what are, can you fill me in on this? And they did. And I can confidently say I see no correlation between those cases and his disappearance. I do not feel like Devlin was abused. I do not feel like he was neglected.
Oh, hell. You gotta get your waders on. What did she just say? He wasn't abused. We know different. Okay, why am I hearing that noise?
I feel like the family is being genuine. And, Devlin's name needs to get out there too. Seems like a very sweet young man. He doesn't like being called a kid, but I'm old. To me, he's a kid. So I just really feel like this is an abduction of some sort. I don't think it's a family abduction. Whether it's an abduction by somebody he knew, somebody he didn't know, or a luring situation, that's where
Yes, Leslie keeping it real. It was said that he was going to meet a new girl. I think we heard that on Lady Freedom. But remember, this lady just said something about some girls on Threads. Was that the new girl? The girl from Threads? And were these guys offering him a ride to go meet this girl that the family does not know? I don't hear her talking about that. Do you? Something is very weird with this information.
have kind of landed, and I haven't moved from that spot. Now, again, like I said last night, and I didn't do much today because I haven't felt well, but I went through all the mainstream media that I could find, and now it's time that I turn to the social media links. But there has been a lot of harassment and blaming of this family, and in my opinion, that is not right. It just really isn't. Why is there no coverage on him until now? There was mainstream media coverage, and if you're talking about me, why I haven't covered it. So in the summertime, I'm gone most of the time, except for a couple days a week. And Jack and Lily's case was out there. I hadn't heard of Devlin at that point, and then I had heard about Jack and Lily Sullivan, and I threw myself into their case. And it wasn't until somebody even told me Devlin's name that I even knew about Devlin. I just found out about Devlin like 4 days ago. So I don't know why other people aren't picking up on.
She just heard about him 4 days ago. She jumps out there to the family and starts talking to them, right? We already know that what they have told to Lady Freedom, that she has told, that she's given back to us, with receipts. She's got the emails, she's got the text messages. They lied. Now we've got this lady over here saying she just jumped onto this 4 days ago, and it's a lot and she's talking about creators blaming, etc. This lady she needs to be paying attention to what she needs to talk to. Oh, okay, let's keep going. I don't like that damn.
In his case, there are so many missing and unalived people that creators have to pick and choose. So I can't speak for other people. For me, I didn't know about him. No, not me asking why other creators. Again, I can't speak for other creators. It was somebody who follows me that told me to look into it. And like I said, I didn't even know his name. So I didn't even know he was missing. But I have informed the family that I will cover his case with or without their help. It's up to them if they want to talk to me. When I reached out to family, I did not expect family to reach back out to me. I did not expect them to respond to me. I'm not somebody special. I'm not a PI. I'm not an investigator. I'm not law enforcement. I'm nobody. Wow. I have less than 300 people on YouTube. I'm not one that has, thousands of followers that can get his name out there. But what I can do is do my part. And by that is keeping his name out there and going through scenarios and trying to figure out what's what. And again, I'm going to do other lives on him, but this one I wanted to focus on abduction or a honeypot luring type situation, which is where at this moment where I feel this is. I had asked the family if this was a high crime area, because I don't know anything about Lake Odessa. Is it a big city? Does it have a lot of crime? And I was told no.
That's Cinderella. Amen. Everyone involved. None of their elevators go to the top.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of crime. They consider it a small village. I think it's got around 2,500 people or so. To me, that's not small, but I come from a town of a whole lot less. And it wasn't abnormal for Devlin to walk into town and walk around town and then come home. And it wasn't until they didn't hear from him.
Notice what she left out. Okay, I don't like that damn noise. What's it doing? Notice what she left out. Because he had to go to town. Does she even know these people had no damn running water in the house? Does she?
She probably doesn't.
Listen to all the things she does not know. I just wanted to have a conversation with her, and I'm going to try to get a hold of her. Okay, I want to try to bring her up on our show. Okay, guys, we're going to try to bring her live with us. All right, not today, but I mean maybe tomorrow if I can get a hold of her.
Between 6 and 8, they didn't get a call, because the family told us he would call while he was on his way home and talk to them until he got home, and they didn't get that call. And then his curfew came and he wasn't home, and that's when they started to worry. And I can't blame them for that. I would too. But I had asked, well, was it high crime? Because if there's a lot of crime, if you're in a big city and there's a lot of crime, the chances of you coming across, say, somebody being robbed or unalived or some kind of rug activity or something of that nature is higher. And so that was important for me to know, to get my bearings as to what this town was like. And so
okay, Cinderella, let's you made an accident. I do not know how to fix it to bring you back up here. I think she can just start type. Oh, there you go. No worries. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, Leslie, she's back on. Shit. Tear that phone up. I'm sorry, guys. I dropped my phone. My diamond.
I know it's not a high crime area, so a lot of those things move way further down on the list, right? Like chances of him coming across a crime that he has to then be silenced for is a lot less than if he lived in a bigger city with a lot of crime. And so that was something I had asked.
Does she not realize that that little town, there's a lot of meth and that kind of stuff there? You know, like the meth people and all that. Come on now.
And then I know, like I said, there on threads, there were 3 women that had messaged him, whether or not they're real, whether or not they're fake. I don't know. But they had messaged him saying, you know, they wanted to be intimate. They wanted bouncy wow wow. You know, they want to be with him. And so that leads me in my mind to a luring situation that he was lured away. He was lured to a.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something. There's something she does not know about. And that is the fact that Matt was using Devlin's page to meet up or get to know or hook up with underage girls. See, yeah, we can see you, Sprinkle Donut. We can see you. Everything's fine. Okay. It's okay, Leslie. It's fine. It's fine. But see, there's a lot of things she's missing here because they did not tell her all that.
Well, and 2, I typed it in chat, but it didn't come up on the screen.
Okay.
Random acts of violence rarely happen. So she's talking about crime and drugs and all of these things in that city. For him to be a victim of a random act of violence, that's very, very unlikely. That's very unlikely.
I agree with that too. I mean, in small towns like that, everybody knows everybody.
Right.
Let's see what else she's missing. Hang on.
Right.
Location. And then, you know, at 5:30, he's, you know, seen at the entrance of the trailer park, and he's reluctant to get in a vehicle with 2 men. Well, was that because he was expecting a woman?
Ding, ding, ding.
You know,
maybe.
why be reluctant to get into a vehicle? Well, you don't know the person, so you don't want to get in the vehicle with him.
You feel threatened.
You don't trust, you know him, but you don't trust him. There's a lot of reasons why you would be reluctant, right? To get in a vehicle with somebody. My baby's Army 1. I started getting into true crime with Lily and Jack. I seen in some other chat someone going by, I think Panda Bear's mom, trying to raise awareness about Devlin. Yeah. I was referred to this by Woman's Warrior, who I guess is a mod or a follower of another channel. And so I looked into it. There has been a YouTube channel that has, like I said, harassed, according to who I'm speaking to, has been harassing family, making outrageous claims and lies, and just being very rude. I don't do that here. If I'm going to accuse somebody, trust me, I will have the evidence to back up what I'm saying.
Well, she needs to get a little bit of insight
in Jack
on this
and Lily's
family.
case with abuse. I will state that they were.
She sure does need to get a little more insight. Okay, I know who she's trying to blame. I want to get this lady on our channel, okay? Because I need her to understand that she don't know everything. That what she's being told is not what part of it's real, but part of it's not real. They've left out everything negative about what they did. I think, okay, here we go.
Abused. Why? Because I've got photo evidence to prove it, and I have no problem bringing it up. But I don't get that with this case. I don't get that feeling of abuse or neglect or family involvement.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And
you don't get that feeling. Did they tell you?
She has not done any research. She has not researched this at all.
Oh, how does Zach fit in here? Cinderella, I'm not sure. Did she say somebody named Zach? Okay, why am I getting that noise? Because I didn't hear that part. See, Woman's Warrior contacted this lady. Okay, let me just kind of, Woman's Warrior, you know, is mod for Lady Freedom, and she's been on Lady Freedom's channel a long time. And so now Woman's Warrior has reached out to this lady, I guess, to get some more people onto the case, to get more people to pay attention to this case. And now she's on it. Now, I don't know who Zach is, you know, but she's gotten so much wrong. Here we go. Oh my, I'm glad I pulled this up.
I don't believe he would just walk away.
I don't know.
I think if he would have just walked away, there would be some evidence of that.
Get some water, hang on.
I.e., he would have been seen or something else. So that really only leaves us with a few options, right? You know, it doesn't leave us with a whole lot of avenues to go down. I do know that the investigators have searched lakes in that area, and I call it a river. I don't know if it actually is a river or not, based on what I've seen.
Amen, Leslie. Ooh,
so some of Devlin's favorite things were sausage pancakes on a stick and corn dogs, fries, and pizza. He loves the color blue. So if you want, put some blue hearts in the chat for Devlin. He loves animals, nature, and walking. He hates being called a kid, but again, to me, he is. So I will have to make a mental note and try to refer to him as a young man rather than
he is 19 years old.
So let me pull this back up. So when I say I live from a small area, this is what I mean. These are my neighbors right here. Like, that is approximately half a mile or so away. There's actually nobody right there. It's being built, but nobody's there. This over here is my closest neighbor. Wow. So that's what I mean by I don't have people, right? Like, so for a town of 2,500 people, that's a lot to me. I did crop some of these photos. They are all on Devlin's page, on his Facebook page to help find Devlin Tate. I'm posting that in the chat now. If any of you guys want to go join that group and follow along with this case, I am going to go over some of the posts and stuff tonight. We'll have a look at it. All these pictures are from there. I have cropped some of them due to others being in it or little kids being in it that I don't feel like I need to be showing on the interwebs on YouTube land. There's Devlin at a carnival having fun on the merry-go-round.
Oh, wow.
He's got some pretty big cojones because that is an alligator. And no, thank you. I'm good. Because that tail right there will do just as much damage as them teeth. No, thank you. I'm good. Got more balls than me. He seems like a very sweet young man. He really does. He's got the face of mischief there. He looks like he's going to get into something. He had in this one some sort of like costume on. Right? No gators. I'm good. I'm good. Nope. Like I said before, this here is his grandma. And you can see he's just got the hugest smile on his face. You can tell he loves his family. And, you know, no family is perfect. And I said this last night, and it's worth repeating. No family is perfect.
I'm sorry, what is it? Cinderella, I don't have the money, but maybe someone can FOIA documents from Devlin's case. You know what? We're trying to do that, but the problem is because it's an active case, they're not going to release it to us. When we do FOIAs, we're usually getting things from closed cases, cold cases, that kind of thing. I can definitely try to ask because what I'm getting, what I have FOIA'd is from the state of Michigan, and it's the records of those people who did bad things to this child who are all RSOs. Okay. So we can definitely see if we can, I can definitely see. You know what? I might reach out to that detective tomorrow. Let me reach out to that detective tomorrow and see if they will release anything. Okay, let's just start. We'll start there.
Of us have things that go on in our families that we would not want put under a microscope.
They might.
And when somebody goes missing, very often your entire life is put under an absolute microscope. And
this case is not considered a criminal case. If they're thought, he walked away. They don't consider this a criminal case.
No, not at this point.
Yeah,
he's just a missing person.
Right. So they might let us have something. I'll check into that. We'll check.
There are things that happen that, if taken out of context or looked at out of context, can look really bad and make your family look bad or make you look bad, even though that's not truly how it was. And that's sad, but it is a reality, right? There's Devlin when he was younger. And again, this is if you want to donate or anything like that to the reward money. And he's had several missing persons flyers. And with missing person flyers, I've really got to the point that I hate them because they tell you very little information. And I know that they're just trying to give you enough information that, if you've seen something, say something, or to jog your memory, right? But I'm one of those people, I like to know way more information so I can have a clearer picture in my head of the person that's missing. So I myself personally have got to the point that I hate missing persons flyer because they never give me enough information. Again, there is one of the yard signs that they have, and this one sits out front of his home. So this one says that Devlin Tate went for his daily walk to the stores in town on 4/21/25 at 8:21 a.m. but did not return home. He has special needs that require daily medications that we know is for his Tourette's and a mood stabilizer, and has now been 72 plus hours since his last dose. Devlin is a legal adult, but mentally he presents as a 7 or 8-year-old child. He has never run away from home before, and the phone he has with him is turned off or has a dead battery. His family is very concerned and encourages anyone with information to contact the Iona County.
What kind of sign is that? Did a kindergartner write it? I know. I couldn't do it myself. Someone else would have to do it. There's some really weird things here about these things and what she's presenting us. Some of these I've never seen. I'm telling you, this is, wow.
Sheriff's office. And it comes back to, and we've seen it in so many cases, where if you see something, say something. If you've seen him, say, hey, I was here at XYZ. This is what I seen. This is where he was. And so many times people don't realize that they have the detail that's needed, right? They're like, oh, that doesn't matter. It's something little. But it's very often that little thing, that little piece of information that law enforcement is lacking, or law enforcement needed somebody else to say, this is it, to have something happen. So no matter how small or how big, if you've seen Devlin on the 21st, if you have a video, if you live along 4th Avenue or anywhere near that trailer park, and you have video from a Ring camera, even if it's just for a split second that you see Devlin, please, I urge you to turn that in to the sheriff's office. Now, I had sent this one, and this one kind of made me mad. I had sent this one to family. And I'm like, okay, so was the t-shirt red or was the t-shirt white? Because in all the other ones, it says a white t-shirt or just t-shirt, and this one said red. And I was told by the family that he had on a white t-shirt, and that was confirmed from the CCTV video at Carl's Market, where he spent $12.08 on snacks and a drink. This is where I had seen, and it said the sheriff's office said he may be reluctant to speak with law enforcement due to out of county court cases. So I had messaged the family. I'm like, you know, because in my mind, when I initially seen this, I'm like, okay, is there a court case that he's running from? Could he have just said, yep, not dealing with it, and walked away? Is this something that he's seen something and he's a witness in? And I was told what those court cases are. I will not share them. I was told what they are. And I do not feel, again, I do not feel they are anything in relation to the case. So in the following days, in April 22nd to 24th, repeated attempts to contact Devlin by Sabrina and others went unanswered. And again, most likely because his phone is probably dead at this point. As of now, the blackout periods, especially the hour between the market sighting and the sewer plant ping, and the 6-hour gap in the afternoon remain the primary focus for those seeking to determine his path. And again, I go back to, if you are on either of those paths, even if you only see him on your camera for a split second, turn it in, because that gives so much information. Law enforcement can determine which direction they're headed, where they could possibly be going. It gives a exact time. It may mean nothing to you, but it may mean something big to law enforcement. They may see it and they see somebody following him. They see a vehicle that looks like the vehicle that was outside of the trailer park, and it gives them information. You never know what's going to be helpful. Despite repeated attempts to contact...
Hang on a second, guys. I have to question this. And hear me out. This lady calls herself, let me pull this back up. Oops. Make it small. American Justice. Hang on, let me pull this down something. Hang on, guys. Hang on. American Justice. See this right here? American Justice. Well, now, this is not the same American Justice that produces miniseries and you know, talks about other big crimes and has famous people who narrate them. This is somebody else who is using American Justice. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just telling you it is not the same. This person has nothing to do with any of those professional shows. There you go. I just wanted to point that out real quick.
Him, Devlin has not been heard from since, leaving critical gaps in his movements that are still unexplained. We went over that one. Okay, so I don't know how you guys think, how you guys feel about it, but me personally, until I get more information or I see something concrete that proves to me otherwise, I'm going to assume that this is an abduction, whether that be from luring or somebody he doesn't know. Again, I have nothing to tell me otherwise. And in fact, it's the exact opposite. So let me move this. Share screen. So let's look at this is the Help Find Devlin Tate Facebook page.
Remember this?
We did find out yesterday that a couple of days prior to Devlin's disappearance, that he had been posting on Facebook looking for a job. And I didn't how do I say this? Not that I didn't put thought into that last night. That was my first time hearing it. So I needed time to process that, right? And after thinking about that today, that is another thing that could point to an...
You know what, Leslie, what bothers me about this is the fact that she's using a well-known name, American Justice, presenting herself as if she's some kind of part of them, and she's not. Okay? This is somebody new to YouTube who does not have the facts, who only got information from the family, and what she got was not exactly the truth. This is very bothersome. Yes, everybody put his name out there. Yes, please do. We need more people to get his name out there. But please put out the facts. Don't put out things that are iffy, maybe, or that somebody else has already debunked. Go study the case. Go figure it out. Don't do this. This is not going to help. You know?
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
totally interrupted
Go
you.
ahead.
What I don't understand, if Women's Warrior reached out to her, why didn't Women's Warrior give her a synopsis of everything that's transpired up to this point? Why wouldn't she include things about the family and everything that we know to this point? That doesn't make any sense to me. She's just going to call her and say, hey, start covering this and not give her any background whatsoever? Because Women's Warrior knows a lot about this case. And for her not to share that with somebody is just strange to me. I don't know. Do we lose Little Red? Little Red, where are you? Oh no. Oh, but she must have to come back in. She must be having technical difficulties again. Yeah, I just don't, it's just strange to me how she could reach out to her and not give her a background. I mean, I'm glad that more people know his name, but she's not caught up on things to this point. And like, I don't know who said it, somebody in chat, I didn't see it. So there's no receipts. There's absolutely no receipts. No receipts for what she's putting out, and she's putting out some pretty serious information there. AJ seems to go by her own opinion and not anything she's told. Yes, very much so. And if she's only speaking to the family, she's only getting a very sugar-coated side of this entire situation. Because the family certainly isn't going to say anything that they've done. They're not going to say, like Little Red said, about the abuse, the neglect, anything that's happened to poor Devlin. Oh, I know Little Red's screaming right now. She must not be able to get back in. But thank you guys for being here. Thanks for coming in. In my opinion, technical issues with YouTube. I haven't been in a chat. There she comes. I hear her. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, we couldn't hear you for a while.
Yeah, my whole thing went blank.
Yeah, I was having technical difficulties earlier. That's why I left and came back. Everything just froze on me. Yeah, something's definitely going on.
I don't know if it's YouTube or I don't know if it's StreamYard, but one of them has a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, like all of a sudden I heard nothing. I could hear nothing. I couldn't nothing. I was like I was frozen in time. I'm sure Women's War would have told her everything. It's not like her not to. I totally agree, Leslie. It doesn't make any sense. It's strange to me.
Come on.
You to look at them. I urge you to go back.
Are we back? Okay.
And look at them a second time. Just
yeah, the whole thing went blank. I thought I lost all of y'all. I'm like, oh my God. I started cussing over here pretty bad, after last night's experience. Something is just not right. I don't know if it's YouTube. I don't know if it's my damn circling internet. Anyway, okay, what I'm going to say here is something is very wrong about how this got to her, who she is, and what she thinks she knows. It's doing it again right there. It just did it. Hang on, guys. Hang on. What is that?
I wonder if she has some connection to the. No. I
I
wonder
don't
if
know,
she
but
has some.
okay, your browser lost your connection. Right. Can y'all
Wonder if
hear
she
me
has.
okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
Okay.
for her to say she reached out to the family got back to her immediately, the mom got back to her immediately. That's suspicious, in my opinion, too.
I want to know where's she getting this info from?
Yeah, how's she getting the contact information for the family? Is she
Yeah.
part of
Who's
the?
contacting her?
Is she trying to do repair for the family? Is she trying to make them look better?
I don't know who she. I don't know who she is. I don't know what she does. I don't know who. I don't know anything about her. But what I can tell you is something is very wrong here. I think I know the problem. All right, hang on, guys. Let me check my battery. Battery status is fully charged. Okay, it's not my battery. All right, good. So I don't know. I feel like I need to talk to Lady Freedom and ask her what in the Sam hell is this, right?
Yeah.
Let's let this play a little bit
Or
longer.
reach out
Yeah.
to Women's Warrior and see, like, hey,
Yeah, maybe I should.
did you reach out to her? If you did, what did you tell her? Have you seen her post?
Yeah.
Because if she's putting Women's Warrior into the mix, she may not want to be involved in this.
Right. I'm gonna tell you a little story, and I don't think it was meant to be cruel. I don't think it's meant that way. But let me just tell you something, and this is how intrusive people can be. Hang on, I'm gonna get rid of this over here. Okay, maybe this will help. Okay, one day my husband's at work, and he comes home and he's a little bit upset, and he says, "Do you know who this blah 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 is?" And I said, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, look at this." He printed out this email. She contacted my husband's job to find me.
What?
That's right. Woman's Warrior contacted my husband's job to find me.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That is very weird. I don't know how.
That's actually kind of scary.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Isn't it? So I'm just saying, I'm just letting y'all know that because when you're just to let you know how far people will go. Yeah. That's how
Wow.
far people will go. Now.
Like you're so hard to find. Like you're so hard to find.
I did not have an email on my channel or anything yet. But she had asked me to contact Brandy, Monkey Vaughn's mother. Why don't I contact her and try to cut her? I'm like, what? But I knew. I said, well, thank you for thinking of me, but all these other people are already on it. And there's no way I could get the information. And the thing about that case is it's very triggering to me. So I would just like to listen from a distance and help when I can, but not get that close and that involved. So
right.
So yeah, just think about that when you're thinking about how this transpired. But anyway, I mean, my whole thing is I want people to cover this case. I do. I want Devlin's name out there, but I want facts. I want truth, and I want people to be honest with the creators that they're talking to instead of trying to bullshit them because it's not helping if you're bullshitting people.
Right. Right. 100%.
So let's keep listening. We've been on for 2.5 hours. I never go this long. Y'all know that, but I'm going to finish and listen tonight because now I'm a little bit freaked out and a little bit upset. Here we go.
In case you missed anything, and if you see Devlin on them, to turn it in. So this person obviously is kind of thinking the same thing as I am, that got into a non-family member's vehicle, aka being lured away. So
maybe I should go to Facebook and look, y'all. I just hate Facebook.
Get out of my head. I was just going to say that.
A family member here that responded to this post, and it said, after analysis and lengthy discussion, and no, I will not reveal my sources, The most probable scenario is that Devlin got into a non-family member's vehicle in Lake Odessa with someone he knew on that Monday after Easter, April 21st, 2025. I would expand on that and say it was even possibly somebody he didn't know, due to him being reluctant to get in the vehicle. So I suggest we all think about someone who borrowed a vehicle unexpectedly, and maybe it came back cleaner than when it left, or maybe someone who drives a dirty vehicle normally and suddenly had it spick and span. Also, I believe it's probable that the Iona detective has interviewed a person or persons whose story they do not believe. I think that's very possible.
Oh, I bet it's possible too. Yeah.
Oftentimes they talk to the suspect and don't realize they're the suspect at first. The best thing you can do is contact the Iona police with anything that was odd, not normal, or things you might have heard. Hearsay evidence is not admissible in court, but can lead a detective to the truth. That is true. However, you don't want to bog this small sheriff's department down with BS tips, right? So if you're reporting it, I would urge that if you're going to report hearsay, that it better be dang good, right? Like, don't just report BS. Oh, well, Just Mo was walking down the street and said XYZ. No, it needs to be somewhat credible. So
let me take my dots off.
It is also true about water and young people with disabilities being drawn to water. Yes.
He's not that young.
Statistically true that people with autism
Kelly
and
Thompson,
younger
that name
people
looks
are drawn
familiar.
to water. I wonder what he is like in person.
Leslie,
how he acts,
Lady
talks,
Freedom?
etc. I would love to know the same thing. From what I understand, he was very helpful around the house. He would help clean, and he was very polite.
Jesus.
That's what I've been told.
Of course, that's what you've been told.
Listen to this. This is not at all. Remember what she told us? Oh no, we had a fight with him, and they told him we couldn't use our electricity and our water and all this because he wouldn't help us around the house.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am just so confused as to where did she get this stuff from? Who is she talking
from? The family. From the family. Oh. The family's trying to make it look like a oh so happy home.
Yeah, but and over here dogging the shit out of Lady Freedom, who was nothing but nice and tried to find facts and receipts. Wow. There you go. I gotta
so the family member said,
no good deed goes unpunished.
I know it was sad. Someone seen a man, unsure if it was Devlin, get into a vehicle in the trailer park uncomfortably. But she didn't remember much, as it was days prior to her messaging me, because she didn't even know Devlin was missing till then. So, yeah. If somebody is reluctant or uncomfortable or hesitant to get into a vehicle, that tells me either they don't know the person or they don't trust the person.
Right.
And if he was getting into a vehicle with family, he knows his family. Right? He knows who they are. He's just going to be like, oh, hey, Uncle Matt's here to take me home. Right? He's not going to think anything of it. So being hesitant.
Okay, y'all, but wait a minute. She needs to watch her talk to Lady Freedom before she states she knows the facts, but because she doesn't know the facts. But see, she is the same person that's over here that they went and told, the family went and told her that Lady Freedom was over there just abusing the hell out of them and blaming them and all this other stuff. The thing is, Lady Freedom has every text, every email. She can prove up what she's saying. This lady needs help. I'm sorry. But we need to get her to understand that what she's being told may not be what it really is. But also, remember this. Remember this. I know I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry, but it was about the car. It was about him getting into a car. My thing, I kind of go back to the three girls. Remember the three girls that she talked about, that situation? Remember, we also heard that some of the kids in town would taunt him a little bit and tease him and tell him to go here, there, and that they were going to go there and they would never show up. Right? And he was just so trusting because he's a sweet person. He was just trusting and he would show up. What if this was something like that and it went wrong? But also, what about the militia people? Remember, he went and stayed at that militia house when he was mad at one point. How do we know that these people in this car were not part of those people? We don't know.
Yeah, we just don't know. We just don't know. We don't even know if this car truly exists because this is the first thing we've heard about it.
No, we don't know that. I'd like to know. Here we go. Wow, this
Being
is
reluctant leads me to believe more that it was somebody he did not know, as opposed to somebody he did, as opposed to family. Just my opinion. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think? Do you think he knew who he got in the vehicle with? If it was Devlin, let's say if, because it's not verified. If it were Devlin getting in a vehicle and he seemed uncomfortable, do you think he knew the person or persons, I guess I should say, because there were two men in the vehicle? I go with no.
I go with yes. It could have been some of the militia people. Remember that?
Yeah, it could have been somebody he had conflict with. You know, he could have known them and just not been comfortable around him. Just because he was uncomfortable doesn't mean that he doesn't know them.
Right. Everybody in town knows him. They see him walking around all the time. Everybody knows him.
Yeah.
So unless it was strangers, but I doubt that because people would notice a stranger in a small town like that. I feel like it's somebody he knew, and the hesitation might have been, "Hey, listen, are you going to drop me off or not drop me off?" That's the hesitation. I don't know. Wow.
So Tamara, who was here last night and had to leave,
of course, Tamara
is posting here from October. Devlin is, as always, he's been missing for almost 25 weeks now. Still nothing. I called the FBI in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and like all other agencies I've talked to, they won't step in without a request from the handling agency, which is the Iona County Sheriff's Department. And, you know, if you've followed true crime at all, you know, a lot of small departments, even sometimes big departments, do not want to turn over jurisdiction. They do not want to give up the case, give up the caller. They want to handle it themselves. It turns into a pissing match, which is so uncalled for, especially in missing persons cases.
Okay,
and you know, the FBI has way more resources.
Let's read this. Look what Tamara told this lady. So when Jessica Peckham says that she has the Arizona FBI working on his case, she is a liar. I want so badly to call her out on all of her lies, but she has me blocked. She is taking up with Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives on YouTube, who also blocked me and has yet to answer my last email to her. She got pissed because she didn't like my attitude or what I had to say to her. Let her stick up for Jessica Peckham. Devlin's by a mom who didn't want him. I'm sick of keyboard detectives and their assumptions, insinuations, and accusations, theories, lies, etc. They can all kiss my ass and go to hell. Someone knows something. They heard something. They saw something. Whatever the case may be, but they have yet to come forward. I pray they get to the conscience. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray they get to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray they get to their conscience soon. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good to say. I pray it gets to their conscience soon. I don't have anything good if you don't have anything good to say, then keep your damn fingers off of the keyboards when it comes to our group or my post. I have plenty more to say, but I will save it for another time. Listen to her. Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, here we go.
That I'm sure this small town
Good
does.
Lord.
So I just don't quite understand why the detectives and investigators in this small town do not want help. That's why I was asking what he's like. Has he never met a stranger acting? Is he modest? Is he an excitable person? I can try to find out. Because I don't know.
Wow.
Generally, and I mean, generally with autism, they're very outgoing, but
what?
I've also come across
Wait a
people who
minute.
are autistic that are not outgoing. So
Let me tell y'all this. Yeah, me too. You're right, Leslie, me too. But here's the thing. I don't think she knows what she's going to talk about. Because one of the things about autism is their social dysfunction. When they're awkward in social situations, they're not outgoing, okay? That is the problem. They don't know how to, they have a hard time getting into groups. Oh my God, I want to know where she's getting this
They're
information.
socially awkward. They're
Yes,
socially
very
awkward.
socially awkward.
Yeah.
So no, they're not just run up there, hey, be my friend, blah, 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 just jumping into a group. Hell no. Oh my God. Here we go. I'm so glad I found this.
Oh, I will attempt to find out an answer to that. So she continues to say, when Jessica Peckham, which is the biological mother of Devlin, says she has the Arizona FBI working on his case, she is a liar. I want so badly to call her out on all of her lies, but she has me blocked. She is taken up with Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives on YouTube, who also blocked me and has yet to answer my last email to her. She got pissed because she didn't like my attitude or what I had to say to her. Let her stick up for Jessica Peckham, Devlin's bio mom, who didn't even want him. I'm sick of keyboard detectives and their assumptions, insinuations, accusations, theories, lies, etc. I won't read that next part. You guys can see what it says. Someone knows something. They heard something. They saw something. Whatever the case may be, but they have yet to come forward. And I pray they get a conscience soon. And I have to back her up on that statement. Somebody's seen something. Somebody knew something. And somebody just hasn't said it yet. And they need to. To those of you who stand behind us and support us and pray for us, including Devlin, when I say this, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We appreciate that. And I want to say to Devlin's family, because I know you might watch this on replay, I do stand behind you and I am here. Let's see what else is on here besides other missing people. I hate when people say stuff like that because I get that people have the best intentions when they say stuff like that, but not everybody believes in psychics or mediums. They just don't. So this is where I got Devlin's latest poster. And she said, update. I have signed on with Missing in America, and this is Devlin's new flyer. For anyone who wants one or to help get them passed out, I will be printing off a bunch today. I will be sharing this post to my groups momentarily. I will say I have this on my community post. I also have this on my Facebook.
Hey guys, I have got to go let my dogs, make sure my dog's gate is shut and all that. Well, let's just keep playing. I'll be right back, okay? It's fine.
And I have shared it. So if you want to go to the community post and grab it and share it out, I would be thankful for that. And I'm sure the family would be as well.
That's crazy.
I believe because they didn't raise the funds or a nonprofit organization, they could not put the reward on the flyers. It is currently at $6,000. I'm hoping that with fundraising efforts and donations, we can get the amount raised. I have more to share with my followers at a later time. Thank you to all who are praying for Devlin. It's greatly appreciated. I'm a firm believer in the power of prayer, and I do believe miracles do happen. I myself can attest to a few. Thank you all for taking the time to read this. Please share the new flyer in our effort to keep Devlin's name out there. Let me click on this link. So this link goes to the Missing in America post with the flyer. And wait a minute, can I? Let me.
Okay, let's get this. Come on. Come on.
Okay. Hopefully that link works. For the family, what does he like? He likes animals. He likes going out in nature. He likes going for long walks. He hates being called a kid. His favorite color is blue, and he likes all kinds of foods. So, I will ask about music. I do not know that I will get an answer. But I will try to find out his music and whether or not he was one to talk to strangers or if he was a stranger danger type person.
Okay.
And whether or not he was excitable. Sorry, I was just writing. Okay.
Just a minute.
So let's see what else is on here.
I'm sure she means well, but this is just not the way to go about things.
See, I agree with you.
So I see that one of the family members has asked, is this from a medium? So, hi, I'm Kayla. I did a reading for you. Okay, so yeah, she's a medium or psychic based on that.
You can't base.
If I got his
name
wrong, I apologize. You asked me
on what you find on Facebook
about a name. I said I did.
You're right. You can't. This is wild. Okay, it's about 14 minutes left. Right, here we go. Please.
No, but I heard something in my head last night. And again, just a few minutes ago, that might be important to the situation.
Yeah, speed her up a little bit. She comes kind of slow.
I don't put a lot of stock in mediums. I do actually on my page, if you go back, I do have a reading that was done, I think, which was kind of weird because it was spot on. But
wait a minute.
So
I don't put a lot of stock in mediums, but there was kind of weird. It was spot on. What? What do you mean? Okay,
she said, I wonder if he's talking to somebody by that name and his phone or on an app. And again, they don't have his phone. So how are they going to know that? I'd put a comma after each word I didn't know is considered a please refrain from link error. Huh? What said please refrain from a link? Do I have that stupid thing that's on Sunny's on mine where it says don't post links? Don't post links.
Who is Sunny?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me actually open YouTube. Hold on. I don't even have it open, so give me a second here.
Okay. We got to investigate this.
Okay. Well, I don't. Okay. I was say I didn't think so. I thought that was StreamYard or Streamlabs, and I don't have that because it's the most annoying thing ever. when you put a period, it's like, don't post links. What are you talking about? So let's look at this one.
I'm going to go to Facebook and I'm going to get copies of all this.
Let me make this. Oh, that makes that bigger. I don't need that bigger. I was hoping it would make the picture bigger, but it didn't. So, we know all of that. Okay, so it says details. Devlin is a high-functioning young adult with autism, cerebral palsy, and requires daily medication. He was last known to be wearing, again, a black zip-up hoodie, a white T-shirt.
But the family said he was like an 8 or 9-year-old. What?
Blue jeans and cowboy boots. His safety and medical needs are urgent. Official phone pinging report at the trailer park. So when it says official phone ping reported, that tells me it is from the cell phone company.
Okay. Show me.
As opposed to Life 360.
Show me.
Earlier Life 360 data showed a brief location near Sewer Plant Road at 928. And it gives some more information. So let me save that image. Hold on, guys.
Hang on, guys. I'm going to snip this right here, too.
There. Save. Okay.
Save. There. Okay. Now I got it, too.
So what we know and why Devlin's timeline still matters. Devlin's phone was last pinged in the trailer park around 11 p.m. on April 21st. By the time authorities recognized that foul play could be involved, any physical evidence would have likely already been compromised or gone. That delay matters, especially in a case where time is critical, and it is. Very critical that you get to that stuff, and that's why I say they need to treat missing persons as a crime scene until proven otherwise. But still, they don't. In some YouTube, if you put a mark, it'll say that, then you're blocked. Yeah, I don't. That's Streamlabs, and I don't have Streamlabs. Yeah, it used to tell me, I see it all the time in Sunny's chat where it's like, don't post a link, and I'm like, they didn't, but it'll time you out. Yeah, it's crazy. Hence why I will never have it.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh wait, you can always the word.
You know who this Sunny person is?
Unquote, or it's places. Oh, I'm totally reading that. Okay, so we know at 7:28 he left the home. He was last seen by Sabrina leaving the home. He was then seen on camera at Carl's Market at 8:21. After that point, that there's been no verified sightings, no confirmed encounters, and it says no public witnesses stepped.
No verified sightings. What about the car? Didn't somebody tell you there was a car he was hesitant to get in? Well, isn't that a verified sighting? I mean, what the hell is she saying? Golly.
Forward, but it's not what I have understood. I have understood that people have stepped forward. They just can't, their information can't be verified. It is important to understand Devlin's personal experiences, not to place blame, but to give context. A judge determined Devlin was capable of being an independent adult less than a year before his disappearance and before his later legal troubles. However, Devlin still faced challenges. He struggled to perceive danger and to recognize when his kindness might make others uncomfortable. So, Lynn, I think it was you that had asked kind of how he was, and maybe this is more into that for you. He struggled to perceive danger, so it sounds to me like he was very talkative to strangers.
No, that's not even
That's
the
what
same
that
thing.
reads to me, and that he struggled to perceive.
Okay. When they talk about autism, they talk about these kids do not perceive danger. They don't see like there's a miscommunication there. I think she's been reading something about autism and throwing that in there. That's what I think. But who am I?
Perceive danger. So if Devlin struggled to perceive danger,
yes,
and was hesitant and reluctant to get into a vehicle with two people, he most definitely didn't know. Because if he struggled to notice danger and perceive it, then That's what that tells me. That's exactly what that tells me. At times, his deep compassion and desire to help could be misunderstood or misinterpreted, but his intentions were never harmful. Devlin always meant well. He cared deeply about people and wanted to connect, support, and show up in ways that he knew how. In the weeks leading up to his disappearance, Devlin was under intense emotional strain. A curfew was placed on him in March, and I'm going to assume that's because of the other court cases. Being denied the opportunity to live with his biological mother in Arizona due to his ongoing legal issue. These restrictions caused frustration, anger, and emotionally overwhelmed, feelings that should never be dismissed or minimized. Devlin is not just a case file. He is not just a timeline or a set of legal labels. He's a human being who deserves safety, understanding, and protection.
I agree.
Amen. From his family.
And I will go as far as to say, so does his family. Anybody who is willing to attack his family, you're pretty low. You're pretty low unless you can substantiate and prove why you're doing so. If you were in the area on April 21st, the morning, afternoon, or evening,
the family
or if you were
I guess she was not over there when Lady Freedom was reading the text and showing us the emails in black and white.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Well, you shouldn't be supporting the You shouldn't be supporting the family unless you can substantiate that you should.
Amen.
remember seeing Devlin
I'm sorry.
later that day, please come forward.
Me too.
Even details that feel small or insignificant could help fill in the missing pieces.
Crazy.
And that's why I said, even if he's only on your camera for a split moment, for a split second, what goes on before and after that in your camera may be the piece of information that law enforcement needs. Again, if you have any videos, whether it be a Ring doorbell camera, some sort of security camera on your business or home, or some sort of trail cam, please go double check it one more time. Devlin deserves for you to at least look at that one more time. His family and those close to him have not stopped looking, and neither should we. And I won't. I will cover Devlin's case.
Who are you? I need to know who that is.
He's found. You know, we may not have anything new to share, but I'm going to add Devlin to my intro. And at least that way his name and his face are still out there, even when I may not discuss his case.
I wish I could have a private life.
Let's see here. Did
you see what
just look at you?
How do you know?
So family responded.
Mm-hmm.
Did Devlin's phone ping between when he left Sabrina's house and 11 p.m. at the trailer park? Did he have money, debit cards that would have helped him? I do know that he had the Michigan version of a food stamp card with him. So Sabrina said that he had 2 debit cards but no money. On Life 360, it was shown to be he was shown to be on Sewer Plant Road at 9:28, but the police pinged his phone at 11. So if Life 360 is Life 360 an app police can use? Did the police tell you there was no calls or texts on his phone after 9:28? Family responded his now ex-girlfriend, her mom didn't want them dating, was the one on his Life 360. And that is the story that I received from a different family member, that it was the ex-girlfriend who's seen his phone on Sewer Plant Road at 9:28.
Okay, I don't trust it. Don't trust it.
So to me, that tells me they're telling the truth.
Are you serious?
So yeah, I'm just looking real quick to see, and I don't see any. Okay. So I've been on for almost an hour and a half. I'm gonna leave. His picture up for just a minute. I don't know what picture I want to use. Let's use this one.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, we'll use that one. Okay.
Well, that was interesting.
So I wanted to show you guys his Facebook page again. Let me grab that link.
Remember this Facebook page.
And put it in the chat one more time. I think we answered a couple questions tonight as to whether or not he was scared of strangers, and it doesn't seem like he had any stranger danger because he had a hard time interpreting danger. So for him to be reluctant and him to be hesitant to get into a vehicle with 2 men in it, that tells me, even though he had trouble perceiving danger, that he indeed perceived some sort of danger or something that would make him not want to get in to the vehicle.
All right, now I'm going to get rid of her. We're going to undo this. That was quite amazing, guys. I am so shocked by that. I don't even know where to. Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
The rabbit holes we end up in, right?
Yeah, I mean, totally unexpected. I was just trying to find somebody, trying to get perspectives from everybody, because there's any creator who's covering this, I want to hear what they have to say. And we just learned that she's brought things we didn't know, but what we don't know is whether it's true or not. We don't know. Lots of questions. Somebody's got some explaining to do. They do. So, with that, I'm going to have to call it a day here. I'm gonna have to go process this and really think about this, because pretty upset with it. Pretty like, who is she? Where did she come from? Who is this person? With God Almighty. Okay,
is she set up by the family to make them look good? Like, who knows?
I don't know, but who is this funny person? Has she got something to do with that? The people looking for Lily and Jack over there on that whatever stage. Okay, I got a lot of questions. I'm going to have to go talk to Lady Freedom a little bit. I have to let her know about this. I'm going to have to say, hey, listen, I don't know if you're watching this in the bushes or whatever, but that was pretty interesting. Anyway, we're going to call it a day. Thank you for coming by. We certainly appreciate it. I never meant to stay on 3 hours. I don't do that, but I could not stop. I could not quit tonight. So we're probably going to come back maybe tomorrow night or the next day. I'm not sure yet. We got to get this worked out and talk about some other things. But thank you for coming in. We always appreciate it. We appreciate your support. And, hit that thumbs up on your way in or your way out. I always forget to ask. And take care of yourself out there. Be careful. And what do we always say, Sprinkle Donut?
Hug your babies.
That's our last thing. Hug those babies, guys. Life is short. And it's even shorter with your children at home. So anyway, love you all. Thank you so much. Take care. Good night.